minus 1 minute. T minus 50 seconds. T minus 40 seconds. T minus 30 seconds. T minus 20 seconds. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Holy cow, guys. Sorry, that's a shorter intro than my normal one. I'm still chewing. But to completely make up for that, this is a super special episode of Seed Collectors. I am back with the OG seed collector. The man bleeds freaking seeds. Dave's not here. And now, for all of you who have watched these episodes in the past, you will know Dave as the hand model of the cannabis industry. He has the finest. Dude, Vanna White learned everything she knew from freaking Dave. But like I said, I'm promising you new and impressive things, something that you guys have never seen before. Let me bring the man to the stage. Get out of here! What? That's a reveal, dude. Dave, you're here.
I'm fucking here. It's been a long time. I totally missed you guys. Missed you especially. Fucking Garth Alligar with the best hair in the industry.
Dude, so this show never would have happened without you. I was kind of trying to think the other night how it actually started, because I know we just got together on a future cannabis project show, and I don't know if we were just meant to talk about seeds or that's just where the conversation went. But I remember after doing the show, we were like, well, that was kind of cool, man. So,
however it exactly started, I can't quite tell you, but all I know is it was a great fucking time. I loved every time we were on together. Just being the hand model, now I could show the face. That's all good. But the hand model for all of you showing off lovely seed packs like Nakatomi Plaza, one of the best honestly, the best seed packaging I've ever seen. Best movie ever. Christmas movie. Great film. Fantastic.
100%. And I'd be remiss if I didn't compliment you on the Dare shirt either. So
dispensaries are really expensive.
Oh my god, I've not even seen that remix yet. That is okay.
Yeah,
so
I saw it. I had to buy it.
Yeah, buy on site, right? Oh my gosh. So we blew everybody's mind with the day reveal. You just blew my mind with that shirt. Because I was always like, drugs are really expensive. That's what DARE used to stand for.
Hey, it's a perfect acronym. You could definitely spin it a lot of different ways. That's perfect. This is perfect. I mean, just the whole program was a joke anyway, but hey, whatever.
Don't hit abuse resistance education. I mean, the DARE program for any American Psycho is also a Christmas movie. I'll have to double check that one, Damon.
Yeah, I'm not too sure about that one, but maybe.
Maybe. That's a solid maybe. Oh, DARE, dude. So I'm a DARE graduate, and I remember, dude, 6th grade, me and a couple friends, we made a little rap. At the DARE graduation, we were rapping. Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
My dare officer, I actually knew him growing up, so I had pictures of him like hanging out, drinking a beer. I brought it in as just like, hey, I know him. That did not go over well. That did not go over well.
No, but alcohol's not a drug, right? So
Hey, no.
that that's a whole other rabbit hole. Um, Dude, seeds, brother, how's it been?
Seeds are
You
good.
still?
Seeds are always good.
Oh boy. Okay. All right. So, don't. Uh-huh. And I brought out the big guns too. I brought out the big
Uh,
K. So, I knew who I was talking to today. But I've got a lot of new things that hasn't been shown on
okay.
the show that I want to go through and just get your thoughts on them.
I would love to see them.
Yeah, I want to follow up with like Mean Gene. So Mean Gene was one of the breeders who you had a lot of gear from, and seemed to be one of the people you can typically recommend. So
100%.
have you been running anything of his, or have you heard of some new things that he's doing? It's caught your eye?
Well, I know he's been working on the Hindu Kush. He did a lot with the Hindu Kush. He got a cut of that. It was an older cut from the early '80s. That is what he said. I know he did a lot of shit with that. I haven't personally run any of them yet, but from what I've seen, beautiful stuff so far. He's thrown all different sorts of pollen at that female.
Yeah, I was talking to him the other day, trying to get some background on one of the strains that I got from James. So James is a two-time guest on Seed Collectors. For a while, it was Dave's arch nemesis. Bid, James. So he actually sent me out a pack, and he's doing good. So I reached out to you. I'm like, have you talked to James? Have you heard from James? After I re-aired the last one a couple months ago, he reached out to me on IG because I tried every single contact I had for him. I tried the Google, I tried his old business name, couldn't find him, but he did reach out. So he is alive and well, which made my
That's
day. So I
awesome.
just wanted to, I wanted to pass that on because we were both like, dude, I miss James. Like,
Yeah,
yeah,
he was the man. Such a
yeah.
sweet guy. So he'd give you the shirt off his back if he could. And what a good dude.
100%, and that's kind of why I bring it up because he had sent me out some beans. Again, we in the show we're talking about why I like cannabis. It helps with my stomach. Certain strains like Bubba Kush, Hindu, or Burmese Kush, really help my stomach. And so he sent me a little care package. He sent me some of those out, but he also had and he had it labeled Black Lime #2, crossed with the Cherry Limeade F5. And so I reached out to Mean Gene on Instagram like days before his account got taken down. So I'm glad I like
Yeah.
screenshotted all his answers because that's the lineage I was trying to go for. And because I heard Brandon Russ say that the Black Lime #2 or the Black Lime had some like CBD or mixed cannabinoid ratio. So I reached out to Mean Gene and I was like, hey, is this kind of right? Is this true? And I found out that the Black Lime #2, actually back then that was written on the package, he actually calls that the Lime 1. And
Okay.
that does have some of the PK, so the purple Kush, I believe it was in there. Not the Hindu Kush, but it has the purple Kush.
I thought it was the Pure Kush.
Pure Kush. That probably makes sense. I'm gonna write down pure because he said
But yeah,
PK. Okay, Pure Kush.
that lime one, the basis of all his black lime work definitely it all traces back to that lime one. The reason he called it black lime is because it was such a dark purple color, it looked almost black. That's why that all started with that name. It was just his way of representing, hey, this is how I know what it is from what it was in the field and when we're drying and when we're ready to go. So I'll just call it black lime. We're good from there. And it's just been lime one. He's been hitting it to everything. I think he's got it up to like F5 now.
Yeah. And I was super stoked because so he sent me those and they were regular beans. And I was like, dude, I'm really hoping I pull some males out of this. And I did. And I got the sisters and I made more beans of that. Absolutely. Anything in my vault offer has always been there. You're welcome to it. I'm happy to send you that out. Because dude, there's got to be a lot of dopeness in there. Again, it's that Lime One, which is kind of, as I've been saying, it's like the backbone for all the like the Black Lime Reserve, the Lime Pop, everything lime out here is really coming back from that Lime One, crossed to his Cherry Limeade F5, which is also kind of the backbone for a lot of the releases on there. So to have those kind of two, and I thought it was something that he actually had put together, but when I reached out to him, he's like, because it came from an auction again.
Okay.
James picked it up at an auction, and he had all kinds of genetics, and he did some crosses. But when I showed it, he's like, "Do you have the packaging still?" And I was like, "Yeah." But he's like, "Well, it's not my writing. I didn't actually put it together myself, but those are both, from me." So I was like, "Okay." So I actually, I had to come up with a name for it because I keep talking about it. And dude,
Yeah.
Lime One cross Cherry Limeade F5 cross to the Lime One. It's a freaking mouthful. So I just called it Born Mean. Is what I'm
Oh, there
going.
you go. There you go. I like
Reborn
that.
Collections, Mean Gene, Born Mean.
There you go. Born meme gene. Sorry. Couldn't resist.
Oh,
But
yeah.
my guess is that looks like James' handwriting, and my guess
Okay.
is it comes from Ozark Nation,
Ozark Nation. Oh yeah. Okay.
who's done a lot of work for Mean Gene back in the day. Jackson used to send him a lot of stuff, and he definitely did some work. But that's my guess on that, just from James and that being his handwriting from some of the shit he sent me.
Nice,
But
dude.
actually, in order just to go with this, here's some little Lime Pop Kush. I actually popped
Oh yeah.
10 of these bad boys. Only one came up. So I got some more to try again, but and of course the one that comes up ends up being a total mutant, just kills it, dies off. I was so upset because I was so excited for these, but hey, things happen. But I was able to get some of these. These came up. The Sharon
Ooh.
White Widow Cindy 99 from Dominion.
Yeah. Dominion Seed Co. Right
Oh,
there,
he's the
Duke
man.
Simon. He was, that's another guy I haven't heard from for a long time, and he was actually on Adam Dunn's show yesterday. So I was like, yeah, Duke in classic form, being Duke. I loved
Mm-hmm.
it. Duke,
Dude,
Duke and
he's
Dunn,
on his
man.
Discord. That's the only place I ever really see him is on his Discord. But of all the conversations we had with all the interviews, all the times we spent on here, that show with him was my all-time favorite. It felt like we were just hanging out. Like, it was so much fun. I had so much fun that time.
It was, I think, like 4.5 hours. Like, he was ready to keep going, and I'm just like, dude, 4.5 hours. And my biggest takeaway, there's many takeaways from that conversations, but the takeaway that I still use and I crack my wife up with every time is the sperm surfers. I was like, he's like, yeah, you grab your sperm surfers, you go in the shower. I'm like, what? He's like, your sperm surfer, your flip flops. I was like, because everybody, oh man, in jail, yeah, don't go in the shower without your sperm surfers if that
Your
paints a picture
sperm
for you.
surfers. Oh my god.
Yeah, dude, there you go. That's my takeaway from four
You
and a
know,
half hours of timing.
I must have been so tainted by that. I don't even remember it. But that sounds like
Oh,
him.
yeah, dude, he's got some freaking funny stories. And I actually, not this year, but the year before, I went to the DGC Cup, and he was at the DGC Cup too, which is the first time I actually got to like meet him in person. And we basically just kind of hung out most of the day and just bullshitted, which was awesome. But he wasn't there this year, so I was a little bummed. I'm like, God damn it,
That's too
dude.
bad. But
Yeah.
you've been honestly everywhere. I'm seeing you everywhere. You're at this event, that event. You are the fucking man right now, by the way. Like, you are just blown up, and I absolutely love it. Like, it's fantastic. Yeah, we are not worthy of you, sir. We are not worthy.
I appreciate the kind words, man. I've just been staying busy. Like I'm having a good time. I'm doing a lot of writing still. ILGM is keeping me busy, which is awesome, guys. They pay my bills. I write awesome like tech stuff for new growers, which is really fun because sometimes if you want to make a change, you kind of have to change it from the inside. So I'm actually able to write like good articles that gets the right point across. It's not copied and pasted from every other website or now just AI. So practical application is a big thing to me. And I think honestly, that's maybe hopefully why I resonate with people is just I want to give you something you could go into the grow room and do right now. Not just necessarily paint the big theory, which is good and necessary, but I also want you to be like, that's what I would do with that knowledge. Let me go do it. So yeah.
It's wonderful, and you deserve all the success you're getting because it's just it's beautiful. What you're doing is a service to everyone here. You know, the new grower, the advanced grower who might just be looking to pick up some new information. You know, there's always more to learn out there, and why not be willing to learn?
That's what we do. That's what I love about growing. You're never going to know it all. There's always something new. And this may come as a shock for people. Like, this is probably going to be a shock for you because you know me, everybody in chat. Dude, I've spent the last 3 hours listening to Masonic Smoker go down the rabbit hole of cookies and tracing it back and calling Cherbinsky on the phone and trying to text Burner and like literal bubble chart maps, like get the red string out. I've spent 3 hours of my morning learning more about cookies, if that blows people's fucking mind, because cookies.
Hey, it's everywhere and in everything. You know, I just this past year I've been actually working in the industry myself, and I see cookies everywhere. It's in everything now. It was always in everything, but it's nonstop. It just people will be like, "Hey, what does this smell like?" It smells like cookies.
Yeah,
Cookies with a little bit of gas. Cookies
you know
with a
what?
little bit of fruit.
Yeah, dude, yeah, and for people who now are saying like, oh, it's gelato or LCG, lemon cherry gelato, it's in everything, it's the backbone. It's like now you know how we felt about
Yeah,
cookies. Yeah, it's all about the
yeah. It all traces back to the cookies.
yeah, but I'll challenge you here. I'm gonna pull out a pack. I've got something with no cookies in it, and this is Jinx proof. He was around before cookies, and he was doing his thing, the Dank Bank Jinx proof. But here's a classic for you: the nine
And
pound
a
hammer.
hammer.
Yep, no cookies in that. So gooberry times the JOG, which is short for the Jesus OG Kush. But yeah, dude, 9 pound hammer was a solid like I want to go to bed strain.
Hmm.
Like
No,
back in
it's
the
a
day.
classic. It's an absolute classic. Definitely. I
And
love seeing the classics. You're making me want to break out some of the classics.
I know. Well, that's what we're here for. And this one is kind of funny to me because in my mind, like I can't really paint you the picture of the profile. It just kind of has that generic Afghani kind of like spicy thing, but it was the effects of this strain that made you be like, yeah, I want some 9 pound hammer like that. The
Mhm.
effects for me and for the people I knew, that's why people picked it up. So
Yeah.
I'm interested in actually running this again to get
Yeah,
the
bring it
main
back.
profile, see what it's like. My palates, I have more fancy words now, so I may be able to get a better picture of what the profile's really like. It's been a long
Okay.
time.
Yeah, like you said, it was all about how it affected you. It knocked your dick in the dirt. It put you to sleep. It was the perfect nighttime indica, with all that
Yeah.
Afghani base to it. So, but hey, if you want, here I'll send you these. You can have some of these. The
Ooh.
lighting here is terrible. Williams Wonder.
Wow. Okay. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Williams. There we go. Williams Wonder, AK Bean Brain. So, AK Bean Brain is a classic, dude. Williams Wonder goes back. I think that's almost as old as I am, to be honest.
Yeah, you could definitely trace that back to some of those old Super Sativa Seed Club catalogs back in the day. I mean, honestly, what happened was we were talking about it on one of our shows, and he contacted me and he said I was going blowing up about the Beatrix Choice. I said I want that. I want to get my hands on it. Every time I'd look in those old catalogs, you'd see it. You'd see the one beautiful picture of it. He's got this guy. He's got a bag over his head, holding up this forearm-sized monster Afghani-looking bud. So I want it. I want to get my hands on it. So sure enough, he ends up sending me some Beatrix Choice
Oh wow! Look at
with
that.
the hand. They gotta love the handwritten from the breeder. Those are always the best with the little love notes on there.
Yep, and dude, it's funny that you pulled that one out first, and we were just talking about that 4.5 hour Duke interview, which was my second longest interview. My longest interview, AK Bean Brains, dude,
Believe
over
it.
5 hours. I think that was like 5.5 hours, and again, I was just like, I gotta go. Like, I'm
Mhm.
sorry, but I gotta go.
And he will go off on all sorts of subjects too. So you talk about chicken breeding, you can go anywhere with
Mhm.
him.
He's dude. I follow him on Instagram. He lives up in Alaska. You know, hunting, fishing, lakes, snow, all of that. The chickens. Fascinating freaking guy. Like I would love to actually sit down with like a cup of coffee and have another 5 hour, excuse me, 5 hour conversation with that dude because you know, the old saying, he's forgotten more than you'll ever know. So when it comes to genetics, I'm sure that's true.
Yeah, people like that are a wealth of knowledge, not just on genetics, just on life in general. You know, like
Yeah.
I love. I kind of wish I could live a subsistence kind of lifestyle like that, but you know, it's there's times I'd be like, no, I can't do that.
I'm a fancy boy. I like sleeping in my own bed, man. Like I don't even
Yeah,
like hotel beds, let alone sleeping out in the woods. Like, come on now. I would not be the right person to go on Survivor. But speaking of old school, I'm gonna keep this one going. Old school, hand labeled, and you said, you know, AK Bean Brains. He heard you talking on a show about that. The episode I did with Heavy Days, which was just on my bucket list of people to talk to about genetics and stuff. I was talking with him, and he brought up Tom Hill's Haze, and I was like, whoa, wait, can you just pause for a second and let people know about, you know, Tom Hill and kind of what he's done and his contributions and that haze in particular? And he reaches out to me. So Tom Hill himself, like, he's like, hey, bro, I heard you want to run some haze. I'd love to send you some haze seeds. This is the Tom Hill haze. I was like, get the frick out of here. Also, the Isa and Thai crossed with a haze sent me a couple of those too. So these, because you know, again, I've been collecting and I have a bunch of hazes that I'm ready to run. Um, and then I just made more seeds, so I need to test.
that's
So
what always happens. Running something like that is a commitment. Indoors, that's a commitment.
yeah, yeah, especially indoors, which it will be. Again, I'll probably, so I've got about 7 different like proper hazes from proper sources that I want to do. And yeah, dude, I'm thinking of just like sprout it, let it go for a week or two, and throw it into flower.
Hell
And we'll
yeah.
see. Like that tent is
That's
tied up for 6 months.
Stick it in the corner. Just let it roll. You know, let it spread
Yeah.
its way around the tent because it's gonna.
Yeah. So I read genetics, you know, another breeder that a lot of people know and use. I ran his lemon Jeffrey once, and that thing, the flower was amazing. But I need to go outdoors if I'm ever gonna grow it again. Because like you were just saying, dude, it took over the tent. Like it was such a vigorous, strong, healthy, just boom plant. Dude, it took the fuck over. So
Yeah. That's another guy whose Instagram went down, and there's so many people getting popped off IG. Such a
dude,
shame.
on YouTube, Dude Grows just got deleted again,
Uh,
which sucks because when YouTube deletes your channel, they all your videos are gone. So unless you've ever backed them up, all the effort and work you put into things, poof, gone. So if people are running a YouTube channel too, make sure you back your stuff up if you care about it. Like all of these seed collectors episodes, I do. I've got my multi-terabyte hard drive.
Smart man, right there.
Yeah, dude. So what have you popped recently? Anything?
Recently, I popped those Sharon, oh my God, White Widow, Cindy 99 Femmes. I popped some Sour Saunders, which is Sour Dub, East Coast Sour Diesel from People Under the Stairs Genetics. Guys, if you don't know about him, that dude is awesome. Been around a long time. He's out of Maine.
Okay.
If you're in the Northeast in that kind of climate, all his stuff, he loves to run it outdoor. They're perfect for outdoors.
Nice.
Lemon
I know. I got
Jeffrey.
filled up a 5x6 corner of his basement with lemon Jeffrey. I believe it.
Yeah, it's beautiful stuff. I remember Painted Lady Guard. She ran some beautiful
Oh,
lemon Jeffrey. She ran some Afterglow for him it was just taking over her whole area. They were some beautiful, beautiful flower. Orange Gasm was another one that I remember her running. That was just beautiful.
That was a popular one. I like
Yeah.
his branding or his naming now. He's got like the Golden Girls collection and the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles collection. I'm like, yes, because I'm all for blatant ripoffs. I mean, Nakatomi Plaza, come on. So, yeah,
Beautiful. It's beautiful. Those turtles were actually awesome. I have yet to run any of those Golden Girls crosses because those are all with the Golden Goat. But all those turtles crosses. I ran the Raphael, the Donatello. No, sorry, not the Donatello. The Shredder. The Shredder.
okay.
Oh man, I loved that one. That one was great.
I'm going to assume it had a gassy profile because that's your steez, right? You're not a Tangy man. Or,
I'm definitely not a tangy man. It wasn't super gassy. It really, it kind of reminded me more like it had a lot of the blueberry cookies in there, so it kind of had a little bit of a fruity overtone. But I just love the way it grew. It was a real nice greasy flower. Sometimes you get those dry trichomes. I like a little bit more of a greasy for smoking. Just that feel where you touch it, you feel like, oh god, man, I gotta go wash my fucking hands. But that's up my alley. Because those tend to, when they're real greasy and oily like that, they tend to really just smoke better. The smoke lingers. Like when you're smoking it in a joint, you really taste it through the joint. 5 minutes later, you're like, man, that's still fucking good. I could really still get that in there. Like that's what I love. Like, a lot of things I'll run. It's like it smells really great. The smoke is okay. Maybe, or when I press it and make some rosin out of it, just beautiful. Like that, you tend to get every terpene, all of what you'd want, and we're smelling in flower. You get that with the rosin, but when I'm smoking it and then it doesn't come quite through, it's such a disappointment. But when they do come through, those are the winners. Keep those.
Yeah, definitely. Gotta always be cloning, man. Always be cloning.
Always be cloning, because you never know. You pop something new, and now I got to re-veg it. Well, that might not work. There's been many times it has worked for me, but it's been times where it's oh shit, I screwed up. And now you're sitting there lamenting that you've lost that cut and hoping maybe someone else has it. If it was something that you got, if it was something you popped from seed, now it's gone forever.
I've been pulling the multiple strains in like one container lately just for that reason because I like to clone before things go into flower. Obviously, you want to flower it out and you want to get the effects. Effects is always the number one most important thing for me and other people, but it's the last thing you get to experience about the plant.
True.
You already know how it grows, you know how it feeds, you know if it trains well, you know what it looks like, you know the profile, but the effects is always the last thing to come.
Mm-hmm.
So what I've kind of been doing lately, because this past few runs I finally stopped testing stuff long enough to run new stuff from other people. And you never know what's a winner and you don't have room for everything. But before I flip, I'll just take just like small little clones and I'll put about 5 or 6 into my 7 gallon. And then I'll let it grow and I'll take another clone off of that. And then by that time that clone, the second one is like rooted and starting to grow, I've already been able to experience the dry flower. I've been able to find out what it is, if it's worth keeping around. So I keep them small in one big container because again that saves like soil, it saves materials, and it saves time. But I'm always afraid of losing that one. So I'm always cloning, dude. Like,
And you're smart to do it. And you're smart to do it because, like you said, you never know until you've done everything, you've gone through the entire process. Now you can finally find out what the real winner is. So now if you've backed it up like you do with your files in case YouTube deletes it, you've backed up your clones, your weed, you're good to go. That is the key right there.
And I want to share who the real winner is, and that's everybody today. Floragon said, hold on. Is this a brand spanking new episode of the Seed Collectors? Frick yeah, it is. 100%. Which
Absolutely.
Is exciting.
With the best host in the entire industry.
Dave's not here, man.
No.
Everybody's like, who's this guy? I've never seen him before. Just hold up your hands for everybody. And just hold up your hands. People are like, oh, that guy. Okay, I remember that guy.
Yeah. The tattoo would occasionally sneak into the picture sometimes.
It would. I was like, ooh. All working on yourself? No, I'm just joking. But dude, okay, so I'm opening my lid and I'm looking at my desiccant packs because I was gonna bust out the new desiccant pack. So it's right around the corner because every time I open this thing, you want to keep your humidity at bay. You don't really want to be going in and out of your collection a whole bunch. But so it's time to replace. This is what I use, is these little dry packs here. Let me show people. So this is what it is. And if you can see, they're all orange inside right now. But when they accumulate moisture, they start to turn green. So you actually kind of get to know, like, oh, okay, there's, a little bit of moisture that this is soaking up, that's getting in there. So I always change them out every so often. But that's just one way to store, because I don't do the fridge, I don't do the freezer, because I don't have dedicated fridge or freezer to it. Again, opening and closing the doors, power outages, moving, all of that stuff.
Mhm.
Yeah, I am going to start that though, because again, I just made a whole bunch of seeds. I'm going to finally do the experiment, but it sucks to know if you can keep seeds 10 years in a freezer because you have to wait freaking 10 years.
Yeah. Yeah, you want to drop something before that sometimes, so it's kind of hard to. You have to really dedicate it to that if you're doing that. But when you're making seed like you are, it's smart to do that, because you're gonna have such an excessive amount sometimes, because the smallest plant can produce so many seeds. It's unreal how much seeds you can get off one plant.
It can, and I do like kind of small plants, small batch runs. Let me take a look right here. So so Born Mean, the Mean Gene. This is all the seeds that I have, and this is the small jar. So I don't make a whole bunch, but this is what I have, and I've got my little desiccant pack in there too. If everybody can see that, it's just sitting in there, keeping them. But yeah, like. And this was just kind of for me. Again, I took that Mean Gene and I crossed it with the No Joke, just because I want to go through there. And they're regular seeds, so I'm going to be able to pull males out of here, cross them back to the No Joke, or cross it back to that Mean Gene. Also did the Westport grape juice. So really, I did this in an effort to make a tool for my next round of breeding. But since it's such a freaking phenomenal lineage, it never got out there in the form that it is now. I'm just like, I'll get some out to people. Always try to get genetics out there. So yeah, I'm so excited you're here, Dave.
I'm happy to be here. It's been forever.
Yeah, dude, and see everybody in chat. Over 200 of you guys watching already. Um, I should I'll give away some seeds here at some point. That's something I should probably do. Um,
Why don't we both give away some seeds?
Get out of here. Okay.
Yeah.
Let me show you one of the giveaways now. So this one probably looks familiar. I have been looking for like the dog shit for a long time. And this is previously from when we talked. And so the Hong Kong Fooey, it was the dog shit crossed with the Old Family Purple. It was CSI Humboldt. Empty seed. So thank you, my man. I ran these. Good plants, didn't have the dog shit that I was looking for. It had like a really interesting pineapple terpene. So it wasn't
Okay.
a bad experience at all, but I was like, crap. It didn't pull the dog poop, which is the weirdest thing to look for, but the dog shit, Pacific Northwest dog shit, electric boogaloo. It's been many different names over the years.
Yeah, I remember Not So Dog talking about it. And he was saying like exactly the electric boogaloo, all the different names. It's been all different things. That's what happens in with the black market industry. When it's not really regulated, people are just going to name things. Hey, I got that. It's not selling as this. It's going to sell as that. Look at like GMO. GMO doesn't sell as GMO. Call it garlic cookies. Boom, everyone wants it. So it's
Yeah, who are we to blame? Awesome, Kingfisher. Whoops. Oh, hey, shit, Eagle. What's up, buddy? It's good to see you in the chat. Always good to see you. Stoked. I was showing some of Jinx Proof work earlier, which is a person I found through Subcool TGA, the Weed Nerds. Eagle Garden is holding it down for the Weed Nerds, guys. So definitely make sure to check him out. I was actually trying to click on the comment above that, but I'm glad I did to to see you there, Eagle. Kingfisher, though, you had mentioned Ozark Nation earlier, Dave, and he says Ozark has that clone, the Electric Boogaloo, I believe it is.
Okay.
It is what he has. But
Okay.
Kingfisher, he's got a cut. He selected a pheno of the No Joke. It's kind of like the orange chicken type-ish pheno. And dude, he's won a Growers Cup with that. So, and he's sharing it
Kingfisher.
and he's getting it around. So big ups Kingfisher for that, dude.
Hey, another solid dude, Kingfisher.
Yeah, and
Definitely remember him. He's been around a long time, and any of these shows, I always see him. He's a loyal supporter of all these shows.
yeah, dude, 100%. So okay, so as I open my thing, I'm just again I'm looking at my packs. I'm like, oh, I need to refill those. What do I have? Oh wow, dude. Okay, we're talking hazes here. So this, um, and actually, I want to ask people too if they're familiar with my phone blowing up. Um, where's the name of the company? I don't even know what the name of the company is. So I was going to ask people if they've heard of this one. So Kush de Coq, Ode de Triangle, medium yield, 9-week flowering, tall height, but the I-70 Kush, Irene Kush times the Chem 91. And usually, guys, when it's in parentheses like that, so these two are crossed together, and then the TK gets added on the end. So I don't know. Has anybody heard of this one or recognize? Oh wait, is that the little chicken? Is that Kindway Farms? I don't know. Anybody in chat, if you guys recognize this one, I forgot who sent this to me, to be completely honest. But it's right up my alley, if I could focus it. So yeah, the Irene Kush, which is a special one out there, the Chem 91, one of my top ones, crossed with the TK. TK, Triangle Kush.
Yep, all three of those are just standard old school winners.
Yeah, yeah. Again, solid base. But I'm curious again. Gosh, I wish that's weird that they don't say what their company name is on here. I guess there is a little scanner thing that I could scan and find
Yeah,
out.
you get the QR code there. You could find out if you really want to. But
I'm over 40, guys. I don't QR code. Like you should see me at a restaurant these days. I'm where's the fucking menu? It's under your table, sir. Just point your phone at you. Bring me a paper menu. Yeah.
get off
TMI.
my lawn.
TMI. TMI. But I kind of got on that rant here because again, talking about hazes. A buddy at KIS Organics kind of laid out some lineage here for me, but it's a Jamaican sour diesel, and he has gone through a lot of classics, a lot of like nice land races to kind of like put some of these things together. So this is part of the haze hunt as well. The Jamaican sour chem haze, Jamaican sour diesel haze, which is outlined here. The lineage got what Congo, Pakistani, Malawi, Honduras, super lemon haze, Jamaican. So that Jamaican sour diesel haze crossed with the original Chem Fighter haze. I've not actually heard of the Chem haze before, so I don't know if you've ever heard that, or again, this is kind of like his special project he's been working on for years. That's again part of my haze hunt.
It sounds like it's got to be like a chem, one of the chem in the chem family, maybe and then the Starfighter followed up with the haze. That's what it sounds like to me. But he's got a whole seed finder list on that backside of there. So I mean, holy hell, that was quite the genetics.
Yeah. Oh. Okay. He actually lays out the original Chem Fighter haze on here too. So it is a. So again, we got parentheses here. So the dad, which is usually listed first, was a Congolese crossed with a Chem 91 crossed to the Star Killer, and then the mom on that, or the receiver, was a Jamaican pineapple skunk original haze. So,
wow,
I got some
that is
gold in here.
Yeah, there is quite a lot, like you said, a lot of different land races in there. I've never seen the Honduras before. That's a new one. But there's a lot of classics in there, though. The Malawi, the Congo, Super Lemon Haze, Pakistani.
Yeah.
Some real nice stuff comes out of Pakistan, believe it or not.
Well, I mean, Pakistan is near like the Hindu Kush mountain range. Am
Absolutely.
I
Yep.
right?
It's right next to Afghanistan, right in that area there. The Indian Land Race Exchange. He does. You see a lot of. If you look at him on Instagram, a lot of stuff he'll be coming out of Pakistan. There was one. The name is escaping me right now, but just one of the most beautiful. Basically, another. I love when you get a nice forearm size nug on there. A nice cola that's just looking at some monster forearm and just beautiful purple colors. And he described it as having just this acrid diesel fuely smell, which right up my alley. You can't go wrong with those flavors.
No, and that's where. So I do like a lot of those. The Afghanicas, the Afghani stuff that do kind of come from like that Hindu mountain range. It's because it's growing at high elevations. The UV is different, the oxygen is different, the soil is different. So they're short, squat, and they tend to be the more narcotic type plants too,
Yes.
compared to like a lot of equatorial sativas, like these. The equatorial sativa type stuff is artsy. I don't know. I'm trying to think of a better word, but like more artsy and energetic. Whereas some of that like true Afghanica stuff is like,
Yeah.
bro, quit moving the room.
Yeah, I mean stuff was bred for years just to be made into hash. It was whereas the equatorial stuff was always bred to be smoked. Like in Afghanistan, they didn't want to smoke it; they smoke the hash. That's what they do. So that definitely has an effect too, as far as breeding and just the difference in what your final product is. But yeah, there's some great stuff comes out of there, and I'm personally a big fan of those Afghanis too. That area, they like you said, they fit so well in your tent. They're nice and squat. They tend to flower really early, 8-9 weeks.
That's another huge advantage. That's right. That is another reason why I love like the Afghanis. It's got that short flowering time, which I'm always looking for too. Let's see a
And open
question.
up that. I haven't seen who's here.
Yeah, Rusty Nail said FM, female times male or reversal. Oh, jeez.
Yes, yeah, yeah. It's always female first, then male.
Yeah, it's one of those things when you have a 50-50 chance and you learned it the opposite way, you're about to say it the right way, and then you're like, no, wait, I always get that wrong. Let me correct myself. And then you get it wrong again. So
Hey,
that's
there's
one
so
of those.
much information out there.
I was telling my wife about that the other day because I always do that with pyrethrin and pyrethrum. Big difference. One is naturally derived from chrysanthemums, the other is synthetically made. One is okay, the other is not so much. But yeah, pyrethrin, pyrethrum. If I ever give you an answer with either of those words in it, just double check me, please.
All right, good to know. Good to know.
That's also the one I always like. Oh, I thought it was the other way, so I'm going to say it this way because I always get it wrong. Fuck me, I always get it wrong, anyways. Oh, all right. What else? What else do you got here? Well, I looked for something to give away, something special here. What can I give away special? What do you have? What you got there, buddy?
Oh, there's always something special.
I know there's so much I can dig through right now. You know what? I'm just gonna put this one away and keep going through my new stuff. How about that? Let me just do it for a grand effect again. Okay. Dave's gonna out Mylar me here. Damn it.
Speaking of Tom Hill's Haze, how about some Motor Breath 15?
What?
Whoa. And some Tom Hill's Haze from People
Wow.
Under the Stairs Genetics.
Okay, you mentioned them again earlier, and you said they were from Maine, correct?
He's out of Maine. He's
Okay.
old forum guy, been around a long time, just doesn't want to get out. Like, I've always been like, I remember asking him when we were doing the shows a lot, I'd be like, hey, do you want to come on the show? He's like, I don't need to advertise. Like, I'm good. Like, all right, man, whatever. I just wanted to talk to you.
Totally, right? Yeah, we're not necessarily trying to advertise, but we will.
Yeah. There's another one
but,
from him. Got the SFEOG TCPK, Topanga Canyon Pure Kush, and the SFEOG. SFE is one of the best Kushes out there by far. by far.
How do you feel about the Wi-Fi? Wi-Fi or OG? So that Wi-Fi 43 is something that I've just. Oh, sorry, you're on your own main screen. I was on.
Okay.
I was setting up the giveaway tool on the other screen. People want seeds, so I'm gonna give away some seeds. Then I completely forgot where I was going because I came back and you were staring at me. I'm like, oh, I left them on the full screen.
All good.
Sorry.
All good.
Um,
Well, how about
there goes that.
how about we give away some Skittles Backcross outdoor mix?
Ooh, yes, sir. All right, let's do that. Thank you, Dave, and everybody. This is going to be for the U.S. only because shipping elsewhere is a beast. So, if you are in the U.S. and you would like to play for that Z Backcross one from People Under the Stairs Genetics in the chat, just go ahead and type the word the man of the hour, my homie, Dave. Just type Dave in there.
The man, the myth, the legend in his own mind.
Yep. No, dude. Oh, let's see. Okay, so we got that going. I didn't even figure out what I was going to give away yet because that's an awesome one. Oh, you popped up that Motor Breath times Tom Hill Hayes. That Motor Breath 15 is freaking fantastic. I've never grown it. I've only actually had rec versions of it. And
Okay.
if a rec version of something impressed me, that probably says a lot about what its real potential is.
Yeah, I mean it is a winner. I haven't personally grown it. I've only smoked flower from other friends, rosin from other friends who've grown it, and it's definitely top notch. Like, there's a reason it's still hanging around. Like, when something hangs around for a few years, generally a good reason for it. You know, even though I hate on cookies, sadly there is a reason it hung around.
Okay, we'll edit that out of the show later. I'm just joking. It's live. We can't do it. God, yeah, dude, seriously, everybody. So you were here when we had Masonic on the show, right? Masonic Smoker, the three of us.
Better collection than me. He's the winner. That guy has the best collection I think I've ever seen.
Literal trash bags on storage bins. Like I've never seen anything like that myself. He does the free seed day giveaway every year, which is a huge hit. Gets thousands of beans out to people. You basically just line up, show up, gets a bag full of packs from different breeders. So he does good things with all of the beans that he has. But wow, yeah, he had so many. But again, the reason I'm bringing him up too is when you guys are done here, go over to his YouTube channel and watch his deep dives on cookies. Again, I spent 3 hours of my morning today just deep diving on the cookies with him. It was pretty freaking fascinating, especially for a strain that I purportedly disagree with. So, yeah, cookies. Come on,
That's
Dave.
something I definitely want to take a look at later.
That was the
sounds
original
awesome.
rumor. They're like, dude, is Dave not on the show anymore? Because he kept showing cookies packs, and I'm like, absolutely, absolutely.
You know what? That's actually it. It really is.
That's the truth, guys. So we've sent Dave to cookie rehab. Now he's 60 days cookie free. So we thought it'd be a nice way to have him back on the show. Are you going to show me
No cookies in there.
Ooh, so that's another class. So Deep Chunk, that comes from Tom Hill, correct?
Yes, that is through his collection. He was originally called Monkey Balls, but that was a name. I can't remember. It was the name of another product. It was the name of something else, maybe a video game or something like that. So he decided to name it Deep Chunk. Cookie. Let's say, DP, how you doing, man? Long time no see.
Yes.
But yeah,
He's a freaking man.
But yeah, Deep Chunk, another winner with this Packy Sativa. Hopefully a good combination. Some Snow High. Another. That's a guy who loves to do a lot of land race work, if anyone's interested in that kind of stuff. Him and Bodie.
I'm sorry, I interrupted you there. I was gonna say, can you show that logo again? I want it so people recognize it there. But so yeah, he does a lot of old stuff, and then him and Bodie were working on something. You're saying?
Yeah, him and Bodie do a lot of work together. Like a lot of like the males that Bodie will run, they'll either come through Snow High, like they'll travel around together. But yeah, so like they're definitely buddies. But Bodie's just the man, so he's just like the nicest guy in the world. Any conversation, which are few. I've only had a few conversations with him, but
Oh wow.
just an absolute nice guy.
Nice, man. That's what I hear about anybody who's talked with him. I've never had the chance myself. I generically reached out through Instagram, which he probably doesn't look at, probably doesn't check. Understandable. Or maybe he just didn't like my hair. No, he's a cool dude, so he probably would have got back to me if he saw it. But again, listening to one of his interviews on the Heavy Days podcast, the podcast, one of the best ones out there, guys. Definitely check it out if you haven't yet. But he was talking about, all of his travels, and he goes to these foreign lands. He collects a lot of things. He just kind of puts them together. He kind of describes himself as a steward. He just ushers things together more than intentional, puts things together. But when you have that amazing diversity of genetics, you're going to get some magic. And that's why people really freaking love Bodhi, because again, it's not what everybody's offering. But he one of the interviews with Heavy Days was talking about, his just love of music and his love of bass music. And I was, a drum and bass DJ for a long, long time. So I had this mix. I'm like, dude, I really want this guy to hear my mixtape. It was almost like a freaking high school romance. I'm like, if he would just hear this tape, he'll really
It'll
like
change everything.
I know. So I don't think he ever got it. I don't think he ever listened to it. But if I ever do contact him, I'm sending him that damn link again because it's my favorite mix. It's a mix from 14 years ago now, and it's still constant rotation. My favorite mix. But yeah. All right. Let me see how many people have wrote. 856 people. Okay. Well, I'll give you guys another couple seconds here, and then we will run the drawing. Dave, do you want people to get a hold of me? Oh, wait. Let me. There we go. Oh, so this is the Bodhi package right there. Dutch flowers, metal haze, open pollinated preservation. Yeah. Wow.
This might be something if you're for your haze project, if you want me to send you this. Because this actually came from James.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. James is the man. He's got
This
the
came from
collection.
James.
And,
He
and
does.
and funny enough, like he is still collecting, but he's moved to Pokemon. Like that is his
That's
jam. That's his
perfect.
thing. That's what he's doing. That's what his IG was all about. And I'm like, right on, brother. You go. I was just really stoked to hear from him because it had been a
Yeah.
couple of years. I knew he had health issues. I've tried all the contacts that used to work and couldn't get a hold of him. So I was super glad when he reached out. But now I'm like, fuck, where did his IG go? It got so buried. So
Oh, that's what
I
always seems to
know.
happen, right?
Yeah, yeah,
But
and of
you
course,
can have them. They can contact me. As
okay.
far as like the winner's concerned. Sorry to cut you off there to
No,
to answer what
you
you were talking
finished
about
my
before.
thought there. I already forgot about my question. Yeah, so how can the winners get a hold of you, Dave?
They can contact me on Instagram. The name is Dave underscores not here, as you see spelled on the screen there with a Z. On Instagram. If I'll have to, allow you as my friend because I think it's pretty set to private, but no worries. Whoever the
I'm your
winner is,
friend.
you just gotta maybe mention it in the chat here afterwards what your name is on IG or this way, however, whatever. We'll figure it out.
Yeah, and they can always get a hold of me too. I did put the link to your IG down in the show notes, so if people want to go link up, boom, just go down to show notes, click on that. But yeah, all right, one more time. What are you giving away there, Sir Dave?
People Under the Stairs Genetics Skittles Backcross 1, the outdoor mix.
Proper. All right, guys. Good luck. Again, U.S. only. Let's spin the wheel. All right, guys. This is gonna be an awesome one. I forgot to enter myself because I always love doing that. Who's it gonna be? Syntax.
Syntax.
That's a familiar
Congratulations.
name. Yeah. Congratulations. You just write that down. Syntax. Dave. Booyah. All right. I guess before I give away some beans, let me show off a couple more packs. Ooh,
Hell
big
yeah.
screen.
Always want to
Big
see
screen.
more.
Why big screen? Whoa. Dave, what did you do? Okay, there we go. Good job. Thanks for fixing that, brother. Blame all my tech difficulties on you. They'll never know. Oh, sorry. I see Chur in here. Chur. I haven't seen him for a minute. He says, Jeff Papilia won that. And I'm like, oh no. Jeff, my man, the best hedges in the world. I'll just say that. I'll leave it there.
The
Best
best
hedges in the
edges.
world. Yep. All right. So I kind of posted this on my IG recently, and a lot of people. This is something that I was given at the GGC Cup. So Deep Space Dessert, freaking sweet times ancient aliens, right? It does have some freak show in the lineage. It's from
Okay.
Heart and Soil Seeds, though, which is kind of a popular company based in Colorado. They do a lot of really cool things, and it was funny because this is Brett from Heart and Soil is a person who I had seen on future cannabis projects. I what's the name of the thing I do? Produced the show in the background where he was the guest many different times. So got to listen to him and see him on screen. So when I saw him at the event, we were like, "Hey, what's up? How you doing?" And we are talking, and it was funny. I had like one of those like white van candy moments because we were like way away, and he's like, "Hey, you want to check out some seeds?" It's like, yeah, okay.
Oh
Just
yeah.
follow like a little puppy dog. But we went over to his booth and he had a whole bunch of things. And he's like, yo, I'd love to give you one. And I was like, yeah, cool. I like, I'm looking for something short because I like tent growers. I like something that finishes, fairly early. I like something that is strong branching. It's self-supporting, so it doesn't need a bunch of scrogging. It doesn't need a bunch of trellising. And I was like, I'm open on the profile. And this one kind of had a desserty one, but he's like, yeah, this is, this like kind of fits that description. And that's something I always look for in a breeder. And I'll ask you this in a second. But when you talk to breeders, it, if you know what you're looking for, that is a great place to start versus, what really hits or what's hot or what washes. If you have a specific goal in mind, which a lot of new growers do, tell them what size of a place are you growing in? What kind of light are you using? And based off of that, good breeders who know their genetics, like the Heart and Soil Seeds, they're going to be able to steer you towards the right one to set you up for success. Because that's really our job, dude. Our job isn't just, making them and put them out there and be like, growers be damned. Dude, we got to set you up for success because that's the whole point. So, what do you maybe ask a breeder, or what kind of information are you looking for when you're like selecting a strain intentionally? Because I know you just buy everything on site, but the ones you're really going for.
A lot of what you said is a lot of what I'm looking for. Generally, the structure, how it grows. I'm always looking for. I'm a big fan of like the taste. How does it taste? I know a lot of people go for the effects, so I kind of go by what I know I've worked with in the past. So then I can kind of like, hey, I love Chem 91. I love anything in that sour diesel realm. So I'll stick to that area of knowledge, and that doesn't always work out because everything is different. When you're breaking down the actual genetics of what you're growing, it could pull from anywhere along the lines, and a lot of times you don't know what the exact, if it's legitimately what the cut is supposed to be. So you're kind of taking a gamble with that too. So and that's not the breeder's fault. It came to them as this.
Yeah.
That it doesn't mean like they're trying to pass off fake stuff. It's just you just don't know. So it's kind of a crapshoot sometimes, but go by what I know. What I know I've worked with in the past.
And you've turned me on, and you've turned a lot of people who have watched the seed collector shows. You've turned them on to good breeders, reputable breeders who are, when they say I have, the lemon cherry gelato, they actually do have the cut that was being passed around. It's not,
Yes.
420 Fast Buds Lemon Cherry Gelato or whatever. And I actually, that was just the first name that came to mind, guys. I'm not picking on anybody here. But to your point, there's so much mislabeling. So
Yeah.
sourcing, provenance, very important thing. And that's one thing I've always enjoyed about you. Because again, you help people get to those breeders. Like we're cutting out the noise and going straight to the news. Like this
Mhm.
is where it's at. And
Since COVID, there's been so many just random breeders that just have popped up that you just don't know. I mean, but when you know some when you can actually follow the provenance of some of a cut, you can know the legitimacy of where it's coming from. Hey, that's great. Then again, the proof is in the pudding too, because there's a lot of things that it might not be. It just might be from Joe's garden collection, but it could end up being the real winner. There's so much out there. So don't discriminate on like bag seed or something that it might not be what you think it is, because just pop it.
I will pull these out. I gave away 7 of these just because um I didn't think they were going to be generic, right? I mean, I'm looking for 11s, guys. Like 9 is
Mhm.
not good enough for me anymore. I've got weed privilege. I'm sorry, but this one. So this is actually, and this is the one that got away. This is the one that when people ask you like, "What's the one that got away from you?" I always go to this one. So this is it says diesel glue, right? I mean, come on, 2 of the most just search engine names out there from Cannabis, which was a European or Spanish seed bank. So again, kind of a negative strike against it. And things are changing. I will say 10 years ago or however many years ago, a lot of the European seed banks would say, "Oh, I've got that hot new Forum cookies cut that just came out in America and we've already turned it into an auto flower and crossed it to 5 different things." So they gave us great reason to be skeptical about their naming. Nowadays, when they say, "Well, we've got lemon cherry gelato," they probably actually do now because things transfer so easily and more reliably than they did in the past. So I, I should probably change my opinion because they are probably more legit. Anyways, my whole point is there is probably nothing diesel about this, and there's probably nothing glue. But to your point, that doesn't mean it's bad. And when I popped this, it was growing tall. It was growing a little bit stretchy. So I didn't like the morphology. I was like, yeah, whatever. I won't clone it. Mother. By the time it was like mid flower to finish flowering, I didn't do a re-veg on it because I was already backed up. But I was like, damn, this is a phenomenal freaking strain. It had nothing diesel about it. It had absolutely nothing glue about it. But to your point, it was fucking awesome. So
Yeah.
yeah, even if you know the name is wrong, sometimes that doesn't automatically make it bad, right?
Yeah.
It
Hey,
can.
the proof is in the product at the end. When you've popped the seed and you actually know, like you said, the morphology. Maybe it doesn't grow exactly how you wanted it to, but hey, it's an absolute winner. It didn't yield great, but the flavor was there, the effect was there. I got to keep that from now on. It may not have been the diesel or glue that you were looking for, but it was a winner. And now look at you. You're wishing you still had it.
Oh wow, I just saw something brilliant in here, Jason. Line. The tariff OG is expensive. That's freaking hilarious, dude. Like that, if that's not a name yet, I hope somebody is jumping on that right now because Tariff OG is a good one. I mean,
That is good.
yeah, it sounds a lot like Tahoe. I just picked up. I got 4 packs of some Masonic seed stuff. So let's see here. I got the Tahoe here, which is just kind of like Tahoe OG. And actually, today when I mentioned it on his show, he said he sourced this from Skunk Tech, I believe it was. I'll have to go back and watch it. But I think it was Skunk Tech, which again, Skunk Tech's one of those persons that you turned me on to. That is a very reputable breeder who has the right stuff. Uh, yeah, see? What? Oh my God. You're like a freaking Vegas magician here. Oh, what are these things you're showing us? What are they?
This is Bermuda Triangle Haze. So it's Triangle Kush and Cuban Black Haze.
Okay. Oh, wow. Okay.
But quite the the variation of flowering time, 65 to 90 days.
That's awesome.
We got
It could be the haze or it could be the other. 69.
you're either getting Triangle Kush or you're getting the haze. So it's you'll
That's
find out.
awesome.
then you
Right?
got then you got the Nug Head, which is the Sour Diesel and Headband.
Oh wow. That would be pretty fucking solid.
And Heavy D, which is the Chem Diesel, Chem D and Headband.
Nice. I wonder if people in chat know who Heavy D and the boys are. Because I made a Stand By Me reference earlier, and no, well, two people got it, which is awesome. I can tell who's over 40. But when I was looking for like the actual line, I went to Google real quick, and the movie came out in 1986. I'm like, wait a minute. I'm quoting a 39-year-old movie to people who probably weren't alive or even at least alive long enough to watch Stand By Me. So,
Well,
yeah.
they
I
should
mean,
because it's a classic.
do you remember the Revenge of Lardass Hogan? The pie. That's what I was
Yeah,
trying to reference was the pie eating contest.
all those blueberry pies just. what
Yeah,
what did he eat? Like 30, like a dozen eggs in castor oil or something like that.
and he got his revenge. And he,
Yes,
oh
he
god,
did.
I almost want to just YouTube the clip myself. But yeah, okay, I'm sorry. Back to you. Back to being Sawabunga.
Sour Diesel and 707 Headband.
Okay.
You got. I love. I like his newer packaging or newest packaging versus the
Mhm.
older one, but the other ones are nice.
Yeah, yeah.
Wedding pie and headband. Wedding
Okay.
band. What else
So
we got in here from
I
him?
think you picked up a lot of the headbands here. Have you? Oh no
Yeah.
way, Deadhead. Heavy D. He said Heavy D passed last year. That would suck. And to make Stanton happy, I do actually still own this on VHS. Porky's Revenge. Yes.
Yeah, the original Porky's. What a classic. Is Mike Hunt in the parking lot? Sorry.
Mike Hunt.
Michael Hunt. Michael Hunt. Here you go. We got Chem 91 and
Ooh.
headband. Hazeline. It's that SFEOG. I love that stuff. And the
Black
Cuban Black
Haze.
Haze. And then TK Bandana, which this one I have grown. This was awesome. It
Mhm.
really gave me those old school vibes of just like not like diesel. It wasn't like really super gassy. It kind of had it in the backbone, but like it was there on the back end of the smoke, but it didn't quite remind me of like sour diesel, like that really fuely kind of vibe. But it was solid. It was definitely very good. What else we got from
Those,
him?
those headbands, you're pulling a lot of the headbands there, which would be interesting because that's not something that I've grown myself, something that I've enjoyed the flower of. And my boy, Grow Space Killa, out on the East Coast, he's got his 818 headband that he wins flower awards with, rosin awards with. So he's really
Yeah.
into his headbands. He's got like a purple and a green pheno of that.
Okay. Yeah, it's one that's been named, renamed. It's confused with the sour diesel. It's got such a crazy backstory. But if the cut's legit and good, that's all that matters. I mean, that's the
Right,
bottom line. And
right.
although I'm sure this isn't Skunk Tech, but I just saw it in there. This reminds me of you.
Burgers and beer, buddy. Yes, that was where I popped my cherry. You were on the root beer tip hard, and I'm like, yeah, I need to get in on this.
Yeah.
All
Oh yeah.
right, all right. I'm gonna play off that here. So you were mentioning Cuban black haze, and you just held up some beans from the ranch. So I will go with the lap. Oh, well,
Nice.
first of all, the ranch. So that's kind of his logo there. God dang, focus. Anyways, you can see the logo. But yeah, black. So it is the Cuban Black Haze times the Pina F4. and then Cuban Black Haze, Northern Lights is crossed with Haze, and that's also kind of one of the strains that is the elusive piff. It's that Cuban Black Haze.
Yeah.
So I wonder
Yeah.
how long this will flower for.
Hey, I get the feeling it's going to go a little longer.
Yeah,
With
yeah.
Cuban Black Haze being the mom too, it's I really feel like it might go a little longer. So probably around that 90, 100.
Part of the haze hunt, man. Part of the haze
Yes,
hunt.
exactly. And once you start reaching the 100 plus, you're like, all right, wow, we really got to think about this now.
You got, yeah, you got to be committed. You got to have a large enough pot, which means you're going to have a large enough space. Again, tent growing, very hard to do. In a room, you could bust that out. Outdoors, definitely, but you really kind of need a room or an 8x8 to do a lot of these things. He dropped out there, which means he probably got a phone call because he is that cool. I was gonna show off some more seeds, try to make Dave jealous as he made me for years on the Seed Collector Show. I've been stepping up my game, guys. I've been stepping it up. Stanton, actually, yes, thank you for mentioning this. I was going to bring it up earlier. Slipped my mind. Going to bid on that mean muffin on the Seeds for Charity auction. Next auction. So, first Friday of every month. Let me see if I could pull up his YouTube page. It's Jesus Plants, but the channel name is just Jim. Let me go into my subs here. They did one last night, and he's from Seedsman. He's been doing this for I think about 6 months now. But every month they pull a different charity and they do a seed auction, which is awesome because that is a great way for people to pick up seeds, to learn about new breeders, to help a good cause, kind of all of the above there. So I'm just going to pull up his channel here. Boop, boop, live. Yeah, okay. So let me share the screen. Sorry, guys, I'm going back in here. Oh, Dave's back. Dave, what's up, buddy?
What the hell just happened?
I know. And so I'm telling people about auctions. Auctions you're probably not aware of because I think the highest bid last night was 100. But the Seed to Harvest podcast guys were on there and they helped raise $525 for BVN, the Balanced Veterans Network, which coincidentally I bought their frisbee. They were at the Do Grows Cup. So like, hey, I'd love to, I'm like, how much is the frisbee? Doesn't matter. I'll buy it. So I picked one of these up, but they raised funds for BBN, who is actually, I'm going to be raising funds for them as well next month. I'm going to have them on the show. Do I have sweat pit stands? No, I'm looking good. Okay. Wait a minute. Was that out loud? Okay. Gonna have them on the show next month to help get people more familiar with them because I'm the guest September, so first week of September, old school calendar because I still do that shit. September 5th, Friday, September 5th. I'll be on there, and I'm gonna be doing some of those crosses that I just made. And again, guys, when I say I make small amounts, as far as the blueberry muffin, the mean muffin, that's all the beans I have. So very, very small amount stuff. But I'm going to be putting some of those up there again for auction next month to raise money for those guys. Let me go over and share the page real quick so you guys know what it looks like. And then I was going to pick out a pack of beans here to give away as well. Okay, so this is what his page looks like. It just says Jim across the top. But Jesus Plants, if you go, it's the only video there. But if you click live, then you see the different charity auctions that they've done. This one is where actually this one right here, that one, I don't know if you see my thing. That's where I picked up all these Masonic packs. Like it was ridiculous steal. And so on the last show, I tried telling people about it, which was good. So I saw some more people in there, and I saw them raising some more money this month. I don't know where my fourth pack went, but yeah. So it was 4 packs of Masonic stuff. Let's see, the other one in here. Yep. Okay. And I was just watching, and I happened to just I threw out the opening bid, $50. So let's see what I start with here. So it was the Masonic Natural Selection, so Granddaddy Gorilla crossed with a Honey Banana. I mean, hard to go wrong with his stuff. Another one here was the apples and bananas crossed with peach rings. Again, kind of hard to go wrong. That Tahoe that I showed you guys earlier, and natural Nana. But I just opened it up, opening bid $50, and I mean 4 packs, 48
Won the four
seeds,
packs.
$50, dude. Yeah, it was getting down to the wire because it was for charity, and I wanted to show other people how you increase a bid. So I bid 55, and I tagged it correctly. And you would be proud of me. I waited until like the very last second, and I sniped my $55 bid with a $70 bid, and I took that shit home. So,
That's how you
yeah,
do it.
sniped myself. But the point is, guys, go if you're looking for seeds, come hang out next month. I'm going to be doing some exclusive things that aren't going to be sold or given away ever, like the Mean Genes cross with the No Jokes. Again, they're regs. It's a breeding tool for me to lock in certain traits. But this also contains certain traits in the regs, so that it's good breeding material. I'm not letting that one out. But I will be for the charity auction. So, that's how we roll.
Yeah. Yeah, I wish there was more of those going on. I don't really see any of them anymore. They used to happen all the time.
They did, and I think people were tired of you and James fucking winning. So everybody's like, I'm taking my ball and I'm going home. Dave's
All right,
here.
fair enough. Fair enough. I did go a little crazy back then with some of the prices on things. It's like, yeah, I really want that. I really want that.
You got some amazing genetics, and I imagine you have some great smoke. I know the Bickett OG type stuff. You were getting a lot of stuff with that, and that again, there's some that got released, but a lot of that was just like you had to be in an auction to score those
Yeah.
costs. So, do you have maybe like a favorite or anything that you found out from one of those things?
Favorite of all time, probably. Well, the Bickett it's one of my favorite smokes ever. As far as the effects, how she grows, how beautiful she is, the smell, just how once you open up the tent, you're like, oh my god, did somebody die in here? Like, what is that? And like, I remember the first time I grew it, I was like, I need a shower. Like, what is that? Like, because the tent wasn't even open. I was just in the room, and I'm just like, ugh, is that me? And then I went in there. I'm like, okay, no, that's that GMO in there. Like that really comes through. It's rank and gross and nasty. Another one of my favorites all time I ever grew was the DJ Short Blueberry times Apollo 11 that I got from Bodie. That was just so greasy, such a nice blueberry flavor. Like it almost reminded me of the blueberry I was smoking back in like 2002, but not quite as the same. Just it could just be because it's a cross, not the pure stuff. But goddamn, that was such a pleasure to grow. Great smoke. She would wash pretty well. She would make great rosin. I mean, I loved it.
Yeah, I remember the Bickett was a good washer too, because that concentrate was winning a lot of awards. And I don't know if you saw this one or heard of this one, but Hacky Homegrower is smoking on some Bickett times the work right now.
Oh, that's a double lime rising. That's Nick on Nick. That's
Nice.
Nick's Bickett, and the work is the Pam from Tyler Tree's.
Family
I can't think of
TCs.
his. Yes. I couldn't think of the company, but I think of his name. But Family Tree Seeds. So his Pam, and I'm pretty sure it might be Black Lime Reserve Testarossa from
Okay.
Dutch Blooms. That might be the other part of the work. But that's something that Nick prides himself on. Like just calling it the work means you put some work into it.
Right. Yeah.
There you
Cheddar
go,
Bob.
Bob.
Always good to see him. And he actually said nice words about you. Like, I don't know, I put it up on the screen.
Wow.
Said nice words. I'm like, God dang, he really must be a nice guy because Cheddar Bob hates everybody. He says Dave's here's a great human. Gee whiz. Never said that about me, Cheddar Bob. All he accuses me of is having toxic positivity. I'm just kidding. Much love, Cheddar Bob. I
Okay,
love
so
you, brother.
my question, honestly, I've asked it many times in the chats here before. I want to go through step by step, every single, no detail, no stone unturned. What is the daily hair routine of Chad Westport?
bro. So the trick is Hemp's shampoo. HEMPZ. Get their shampoo, conditioner, none of the smelly stuff. Just get the natural, the gold bottle with the pot leaf on front. Dude,
Okay.
you
I always imagined you were more of a mane and tail guy.
that sounds oddly kinky, and I don't know what it is.
I think it's a horse shampoo, but I've seen it in the stores.
I'd try anything once. No. Back to the seeds. All right.
Seed collector, sorry.
You're steering away from the bestiality. No. Let's see. I picked up some other things too at the Dude Grows Cup, and here's someone. Speaking of Tangy, you might be familiar with. So Crockett Family Farms. Crockett Family
Yes.
Farms is kind of responsible for TNG back in the day. A lot of awesome things too. But this one is called Hulk Dog, which has my interest. It is. Let's see. What was the cross on this?
I saw Ghost Hulk and Guava Dog?
Yes, Ghost Hulk and Guava Dog. Thank you. I need to hold it up here. I need new glasses. But I'm excited about this because Crockett Family Farms, again, is kind of like a solid breeder. For people who aren't familiar with him, earlier, the 2000s, he was tied in with the DNA genetics guys. That's kind of how I learned about the two, Crockett Family Farms. But Crockett and Crockito, they've got their own work going on now. But for people who are just like, I want to try a new breeder, again, this is somebody who you can probably just pick anything off the menu if it sounds good to you. It's going to be fire, like solid genetics. Maybe it is the profile you're looking for, maybe it's not, but either way, it's going to be a solid plant. So, yeah, Hulk Dog. I'm curious. So, Ghost Hulk. I'm thinking it was a little bit of a Ghost OG. I did look this up at one point, but Guava Dog.
Sounds like Ghost OG Bruce Banner.
Yeah, that's good. You know your stuff, Dave.
A lot of times the names will kind of give away what's in there.
You hope.
Yeah, that's true. That is true.
I try with that.
That is true.
Born Mean and the Mean Raws, the Raw cross there. I don't know. You want to toss something up, and then I'm gonna give away something here.
Sure. Let's see who's. Oh, I love Lemon Hoko. Let's show some Lemon Hoko. Heck,
Yeah,
he's a great dude.
Yeah, and he's a Washington guy. Funny enough, we ran in the same circles, same places, same streets, same people, separated by like this much. Never knew it until we talked, I don't know, maybe like 5 years ago about things that happened 20 years ago. And I'm just like, what the freaking hell, dude? Like, we were probably back to back so many times. Like, crazy.
Two ships passing in the night.
Oh, that's romantic.
There you go. Starfighter F3.
Okay. Now, Starfighter, was that from JJ or is that that's Star Killer?
Yeah, Starfighter. This was through oh my God, Mike. What? I could see the name. Exotic Genetics.
Oh, Exotic Mike. Okay.
It's his work. But him and Lem were real tight with each other. They still are, but like they were all part of that whole Washington crew back in the day.
Nice.
They were real buds. So, but he blew up and then started crossing everything with everything, and kind of, that's what happens with life.
Yeah, sometimes people run their own course like that. It's like,
Well,
uh,
ChemDDF3, come on now.
yeah.
ChemD Diesel, come on now.
He's been working on that one for a while too.
Yeah.
Years he's put into that line. Like Lemon
Yes.
Hoser is actually one of those guys who does work his lines.
hmm
So
Yeah, he's been holding on to that his blueberry since what, 99? He's got a sativa leaning blueberry that he's been holding on to for 20 plus years, which just
yeah,
I couldn't imagine holding on to something that long. I wish I could.
yeah, me too, man. I think 8 years is the longest I've held on to something.
8 years, that's solid. I
Yeah.
did 6 years once, but that by the end she was getting so tired.
Yeah. It's a commitment too, and that actually, all of the plants from that garden are gone now. That is kind of where I learned my lesson about thrips. Like I had some thrips, small. Didn't really worry about it because it never affected my flower. It didn't really hurt the plants. Um, but what I learned from that, again, you learn as you go. Even though it didn't really cause damage to my plant that I could see, they vector things. And I had a
Yeah.
clone that I brought in that had some pathogens, some viruses, and sure enough, it vectored to my entire garden. And I'm like, Chris, okay, that was it. And that was an old house, so none of that stuff is still around. But the Westport grape juice right now is probably going on 5 years, and that's the longest thing that I have in current rotation.
That's still impressive. 5 years is a long time.
It's it's good. I get frustrated sometimes though, like with the Kool-Aid Man too, because so the Westport grape juice I reverse onto the Kool-Aid Man, and that's how I get the no joke. And I love them both. I just have limited space to grow, and so that means I have limited plants. And when like a quarter of what you can do is already spoken for, sometimes it gets frustrating when you want to pop all these other genetics, and you still have to do testing on top of that. So yeah, keeping something for that long, you really have to like it. It's a commitment.
It's true. It's very true. It's there's so much in life that you want to get to, but then the problem is you'll be like, oh yeah, I could get rid of that now, and then a few years go by, you're like, why did I get rid of that? I
Yeah.
love that so much, and because you hear so many breeders that talk like that. They're like, hey, I really wish I didn't get rid of that. I got tired of it because I found something that was better, the flavor of the month, and now here I am, lamenting the loss. It's like a lover you're trying to remember and bring back.
Yeah, it's this, it's like you're listening to my dad, it's like his baseball cards, and, it's like, yeah, I used to put that Mickey Mantle rookie in my bike spokes and ride down the street. And I'm like, what? So after that, like, I still have all my baseball cards. And then hearing, the stories from breeders and, just growers over the years like that, you're like, that's the one that got away. I'm like, I'm never going to let that happen. So I keep them going. And that,
Yeah.
again, part of that crossing with that, that mean gene, like this is the Westport grape juice seeds that I made from it. Um, I have it in male form. I have my female. I can try to really line breed and back cross to get to that solid, reliable, homozygous 10 out of 10, the exact same expression. That's my goal. Because if I get there in a seed form, okay, I can let it go. But we're years away from that. So let's go, right? Let's go.
just keep working at it. Just keep chipping away, and you'll get there. You will
And
get there. How about some Death Bubba? Although this
okay,
is from
so
Two Dog Seeds.
Death Star. Okay, cross with Bubba Kush. Awesome. Death Star is another one of those. When I think about it, like that 9 pound hammer, like that one puts you in the dirt, or at least put me in the dirt. If I want something strong, boom, Death Star will do it to you.
Yeah, you can't go wrong. Sensi Star and Sour Diesel. I mean, you just can't go wrong.
No, it's a
What else we
classic.
got in this bin? Animal Cookies Bubba, Dog Walker Bubba,
Wow.
Blueberry BX3 from Lem. There you go.
Okay.
I think he's up to 4 now, 4 or 5.
Nice. Yeah, and again, for people who are watching, maybe aren't familiar with all these initials we're throwing out, BX is just the back cross. The number behind it is the third generation that you do it. And the reason we do those things is to lock in those traits, just like I was talking about. You can't just take A and B and then automatically 10 out of 10 are the exact same thing. You kind of have to work those into the lines, and each generation you get closer, he's on the third generation of that one. So
Yep.
sorry for the little sidebar there, but always important to
No.
continue things.
Solid information that not the average person isn't going to know. So it's you'll see it BX, see BC. They both mean back cross.
Yeah, yeah. And I got scolded for always saying times the other day. The mean gene times the mean gene. Just because it's an X doesn't mean it's time. It's a cross. I'm like, okay, whatever.
I say times too. It's all good.
And
Another,
you know what I think about
another solid out of Washington State breeder, two-tone.
Really?
Oh,
Okay,
Willie.
tell me more about two-tone because I'm not familiar. How
Two-tone
did you find out about two-tone?
through Lemon Hoko's Discord.
Okay.
He's one of the breeders that's on there. Not a guy who's not really trying to get out there as far as getting his name out there. He's just a solid breeder. Some of the most trichome covered plants I've ever seen have come from him. Just the pictures are phenomenal, and the way he describes them, just wonderful. Does a lot of OGKB work. That's a lot of the backbone of why his stuff's so frosty. But Northern Lights, OGKB, Dosey Face.
Wow.
Come on, with a little love note on the back.
That's awesome. Thanks, Dave. Okay, well, that's a good place.
Thanks
I'm
again.
glad you mentioned. I'm glad you mentioned his Discord too, because I'm not on Discord at all. Everybody asks me, "What are you getting on there?" But he has an awesome Discord, and his breeder
Yes.
discussions. Is it every Saturday or it's
Every
weekly, right?
every Sunday they do it. Sometimes they'll miss a Sunday, family, some life happens sometimes. But he'll have different breeders on. It's basically it'll just be a discussion between himself, a co-host of his, and the breeder. But they'll have you can ask questions and they get to your questions, and then afterwards, generally the breeder will hang out and you can have a nice conversation. You can ask questions if you're willing to be in the voice chat and get your, some people are very afraid of that stuff. So they're like, I'm scared. I can't talk. It's like, who cares? Just get on there. You don't have to show your face.
Totally, totally. And we all did that before. Is you don't have to show the face. You just get on there. You can be anonymous. Um, Real quick too, DP is saying Peter sent me some Hoku gear, some of his CBG cultivars. Lemon Hoko and Hoku, different people, different things. And I know DP knows this because he's a big part of the Future Cannabis Project family. But that was something that I had confused before. So that's why I saw the comment like, oh, good thing to bring up because when people ask me for, I want minor cannabinoids, I'm looking for CBD, I'm looking for CBG, CBN, all of these things that aren't showing up in main commercial cannabis. There's usually three places that I recommend to go, and Hoku is one of them. He's got amazing mixed cannabinoid stuff. A lot of the plants would actually qualify as hemp. So that may make people a little bit more wanting to grow because they're very high in like CBD but very low in THC. Makes it a little bit easier. And then if you want a good ratio, you can always mix the weed with the THC weed. Find your good balance. So yeah, why would you were mentioning lemon hoko and he mentioned the hoku. I want to just point that out here. And I see Bonsai Garden Guy. Cheers to you, my friends. He's doing some work with the Nakatomi Plaza, which you showed earlier. I believe it was a Sunset Sherbet, so it's Nakatomi Sunset. He's in, I think it was his third round of growing those out right now, and they look freaking fantastic. So just wanted to say what's up. The question though, as you breed through the filial generations, are you back crossing every generation or just the ones that are complete? So back crossing and line breeding are two different things. And I know he knows this, but again, I'm just going into an explanation here. So like a line breeding would be like you take your parents, your P1s, you cross them, you get that F1, which is completely misnomer because we're cannabis botany. Story for another day. But you get your first generation. You take your F1s and you take the brother and the sister, put them together, and boom, their babies are F2. And then you take the F2 and F2, brother, sister, boom, you have your F3 generation. So that's filial generations. That's line breeding. And then back crossing would be like with my Westport grape juice. Let's say I take, the mean gene male that I hit the Westport grape juice with. I pop out a boy from this. If I were to take this and then put that back onto the original Westport grape juice, that's back crossing because every time I do that, I'm getting more of the Westport grape juice genetics into the future generation. Because again, we've got one parent that's 100% it, and we've got the other that is, 50% it. Let's just go with round numbers here. And so every time I cross the next generation back to the original, it keeps stacking. And that's actually the story behind Cindy 99, right? That's where the 99 number comes from. That's a back crossing project. And I believe he cubed that, which is back crossing 3 times.
Four.
Four times. Why is it called cube then? Damn it. Cube is 3.
It should be 3 according to mathematics, but they always say it's the fourth back cross generation.
And that's, that's always an example I usually point to when it comes to like, can you explain back crossing to me or like make me visually understand it? I'm like, look at the story of Cindy 99. Brothers Grimm, Mr. Soul, Cindy 99. For me, that's what made back crossing click in my head. So
yeah, his explanation was the same for me. That's exactly what I used. The Shiva skunk and the princess. He slowly bred them because the Shiva skunk is so different. So every time he would bring it back, okay, we're looking for this. We don't want that Shiva skunk. We want it to be more like the princess. So every time we'd back cross it, every time we'd pop more seeds, we look for the ones that are representative of the traits we're looking for, and then back cross that in. We keep going back.
Yeah.
And that by the fourth time, each percentage, I think it was what? I know P75, that was what, the 3rd generation, and then the Cindy 99 was the 4th. God, there's so much information sometimes.
there is, and again, anybody could go and try to find that chart or look at that chart because again, that will put it right into your head for you, paint the picture. Which again, I'm a very visual learner, so it helps. It helps me. I think I've figured out what I'm going to give away here. This one just popped into my hand here. So I'm going to do this for the US viewers. And again, I want to give a big shout out to Grumpy Toad. I haven't seen him in the chat today. He usually is. He might be there. But he had sent me some stuff to give away as well on the channel. And I believe this was one of them. But this is the Dunn Loud collaboration. So Adam Dunn, who I was talking about earlier, with James Loud, in my favorite packaging of any seed. And this is reminiscent. This is the old school like Super Sativa Seed Club type packaging. But I don't know if you guys can see in there, but you've got the seeds. Yeah, see, there we go. See, you get your seeds packed right in there. They're in this plastic case, nice and safe. Works for shipping. Spectral Sage and Revolver. So there's 10 beans in each. Revolver is the LA Antidote crossed with the Sage and Sour. Spectral Sage is Sage and Sour and the Casper OG. I suck at focusing. There we go. So this is the crosses in there. And I've run Sage and Sour by itself, God, like 10 years ago. I still have beans of it. Did you ever run Sage and Sour, or have you run anything from kind of like TH Seeds or Adam Dunn?
I have not run the Sage and Sour, but it's one that I've always wanted to.
Yeah, I liked it. I really like it. It had kind of like almost a funky sour cream profile to me. It grew great. Yeah. It was green. Smell it from a mile away. But it's been a while, and dude, because I made a whole bunch of seeds back then, but again, being ignorant, I didn't know how to store them properly, so I don't get much germination from those anymore. But I still try every now and then. I'm still waiting for like embryo rescue and tissue culture for me to learn that and try it here at home, but I've got other things to pop.
Yes, absolutely. Let me try
Uh,
to find something. Oh yeah, you want to do that giveaway? Let's do that.
yeah, let me throw this up. If you guys are in the U.S. and you would like to play for this 2-pack of beans, the Done Loud collaboration, just go ahead and in chat. If you're in the U.S., go ahead and type tape into chat, and yeah, we'll get this given out here today, and I'll probably
I'm
do
gonna
it.
actually put my name out there just because I kind of want the cassette package. That's awesome. The first time you
Do
showed
it.
that to me, I was like, that's fantastic.
Do it. Do it. Let's
Do
see.
it. It's done.
Do it. Do it. All right. I hope you win, Dave. Let's see here. I'm looking through my stuff. I almost want to pull it now. So I'm like, Dave wants it. Damn it. I'll give away something else. Let me
Oh
give
no
away
no no no
two.
no 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 no!
No,
Give
no.
you give that away. 'Cause I hope somebody wins that. Somebody wins that and gets awesome.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll try your luck. But I've got again. My vault is open to you. So anytime, anything you see, my friend, do ask. Because I know you won't, so I'm telling you to ask. All right, put tape in there. Who won the last one? PD Riot. Syntax won the last one. Syntax
Syntax. Yes,
won
syntax.
the Z Backcross won the outdoors from Dave. Boom. He's putting the pack up there. So yeah, that was what Syntax had won there. People Under the Stairs was the breeder there. Again, from Maine. I do get questions from people on the East Coast, Maine. Speaking of Cheddar Bobs, they're like, can you recommend me a breeder here or something outdoors? Because again, unique climate, they got to have it finished fast at the right time of the year. So if that person is doing some outdoor work, and you're in that area, that might be a person to ask, hey, what do you have that may be PM resistance? What do you have that works in this, zip code? They may be able to help you versus someone who's, in Arizona growing year round there. Big difference.
Oh yeah. So Bicket OG grape cream cake.
Boom. Okay, where did that come from? Was that Nick as
Wizard.
well? Turpwood. Oh, dude, he's a name who really was popping off a couple years ago too. Um, Is that a new release from him, or is that kind of
No,
in the collection?
it's just from the collection. I probably got this maybe 4 years ago. I don't. I. It's all a blur sometimes.
Well, dude, that's when we started doing the seed collector shows. Was about 4 years ago, and that's kind of something that I'm noticing. When I held up, the from the ranch earlier, I'm like, oh, this was his F1 limited release from 2021, and then I held up the James pack. I'm like, oh, it says 2021 on it. Could you tell when I really started to compete with Dave? Everybody, right around 2021.
COVID made a lot of collectors. That's for sure.
Yeah, I mean, God, that earlier stuff I still have because I really started like 2010, 2011 is really when seeds and genetics got on my radar, and I had limited access compared to what I have now. That was, more of just kind of find what you like and make more of it. So I still have a bunch of that stuff, and the germination rate is shit, which sucks because again, I'd love to introduce some of that older stuff into some of the newer stuff because it's pre-cookies. Yes,
Mhm.
meaning it's also pre-gelato. I'm okay with gelato, but it just again would open up the gene pool, and that's one thing. Again, breeding, you want things kind of from opposite ends of the spectrum because when they're opposite ends of the spectrum, you get that hybrid vigor. When you're inbreeding, you get that inbreeding depression. So it'd be fun to mix a lot of that older stuff. Um,
Yeah.
and again, I saw Eagle Garden in here earlier. Weed Nerd, Subcool, the TGA Genetics, the Agent Orange crosses is ones that I wish I would pop because I had the Jack's Cleaner 2 back then. I also bought the Agent Orange beans, grew those, made 20 more, did crosses with those, and yeah, God, I'd love to have that back.
Yeah. Subcool had some of the tastiest work out there. That's for sure.
Yeah, he really turned me on to like the fruit flavors. I'm kind of, I don't know, I'm backwards in the sense I'm either ahead of the times or I'm behind the times. Like I really, with that TGA stuff, the early, 20 teens, I was really into candy, really into the flavors, trying to explore and find that stuff. When everybody only wanted OG, Kush, and cookies. That's all they wanted. They're like, whatever. Now it's kind of like I can't get enough of this candy stuff. And I'm meanwhile my big work is I want to go gassy. I want to go funky. No
Mhm.
joke, Westport's posse. I've got my good, kind of the candy, the palatable flavors, the explosions in your mouth. Like I'm very happy with those, and I think that nails it. Again, Kevin Jodrey is like, if you have something fruity, floral, earthy, and gassy in your lineup, you can please anybody. So I want to work towards that gassy stuff, and that's why I did start with that Mean Gene Cross. I do have some Bicket work here as well that I might introduce. I got some things from Tommy Trichomes that I could toss in there, but yeah, I don't know where I was going with that. Sorry,
No,
suck.
no, you were just. That's what happens. Sometimes we get stoned, we get off on tangents. Speaking of getting stoned, I want to smoke something.
Yeah, speaking of, what are you actually smoking on? Yeah, I always ask as soon as he takes a hit. Classic. My wife does that to me all the time. I'm like, what?
Well, this is the last of my Bicket OG.
Mm.
I've been holding on to this for quite a while because I don't have the cut anymore. But
Getting down to the final buds. Wow. I want to taste that. There's
yeah, oh,
nothing but
it's
good thing.
like as soon as you open the jar, you're just like, ah, something die? Like, what is that? Oh, but it's so good. It's like it's that gross, like where you go and you're like, oh, I need more. Oh, you just can't stop yourself.
You try to move your nose away fast, and you're like, wait a minute. Hit it again. Yep.
No, it's that I said the DJ Short Apollo, and another one that was also one of my favorites was from Seattle Chronic Seeds. Oh my God.
Seattle Chronic Seeds. So we've named two of the three people I always recommend for minor cannabinoid work. Seattle Chronic is another one if you're looking for CBD, CBG, THCV, those minor cannabinoids. Seattle Chronic's got a lot of
Yeah,
awesome
he's
stuff.
big on the THCV, that's for sure. That's one
Yeah.
that I've always wanted to get into, but the Melvins is the one. It's Skittles, and then Skittles. I mean, it's as much as you can hate on the backbone of cookies, it's still a good plant. It may grow real slow. It may take a forever in veg, but man, like just the smell that she'll give off is just wonderful. But that was Skittles on Skittles with the one from Clackamas Coot, which was an old school like Thai Afghani.
Okay.
So it kind of had.
Opposite ends of the spectrum there, man.
Yeah, absolutely. It
Yeah.
was a great plant. And then he actually sent me some of the Boz, which is the Bicket and the Melvins. So two of my favorites combined. I mean, I still haven't popped that one, but it's kind of like I don't know why I haven't popped it.
I love his naming because again I'm from Seattle as well, and all of his names are they're references. I mean, the Melvins was a band that was from right around the corner, Montesano, inspired Nirvana. The Boz, Brian Bosworth, dude, the just most epic failure in football ever. Loved it. I had his poster on my wall as a kid, so yep, I was part of that. And the new one
Did
he
you have
just
his
put out.
haircut too?
No, I didn't. I didn't get the haircut, dude. Thank God. But I probably wanted it. Like if I could, I probably would have. But I wasn't old enough to make those decisions for myself. So yeah. And he just released a new one too. It was called Bikini Kill, or no, yeah, Bikini Kill. And I'm like, oh, dude, the old Riot Girl bands of Bikini Kill from Olympia. They really started the whole Riot Girl scene. Sleater
Oh yeah.
Kinney came out of that. They're from Olympia as well. Most people do know Sleater Kinney, the Parks and Recreation lady or whatever. Yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
I know them for what they were famous 30 years ago, but they're way more famous now for different things. But yeah, so he's got good naming. See, even Peter
Absolutely.
knows about the Boz. The Boz, Brian Bosworth, my favorite. Before I'll put this back up here. Before we give away these beans here, which we'll do in a second, if I could figure out the right one of these times. Dave, quit messing with stuff, dude. Jeez, thank you. Okay. My favorite Brian Bosworth story, because again he took so many steroids in college that by the time he got to the pros he wrecked his body and he really only had 2 good seasons in him. But he was just the boisterous like alpha male, everybody hated him type personality. And my dad's favorite team was the Broncos, and I just remembered this before. So the Seahawks went to go play in Denver, and everybody hated the Bosworth. And like the day before the game and the day of the game, everybody had these like big "I hate Bosworth" T-shirts, right? Because everybody was trying to make a statement, and they're just like, wear it to the game and show the boss how much you hate him, and make the kid cry, whatever. Well, like the week after the game, it came out that Brian Bosworth made those shirts and sold it to all those Denver fans. I was like, fuck yes, dude. That is the most gangster thing I have ever heard. So, yeah, that's my Brian Bosworth story, and that's why he's a stud in my book.
Hey, he was a marketing genius in the 80s. You can't deny that.
He was. Again, some of those weird little moments in life that click when you're a kid and remember as an adult, they're the weirdest things, but that is another one of those just like clear as day when they came out, and then all the Denver fans crying, like the reaction videos. It's like, but I hated them and I gave them money.
Smart move on his part. Really, it really was.
Yeah. All right. Let me for making people sit through my childhood Brian Bosworth story. Let's give away these beans real quick. And just one more time, guys, if you are in the U.S. and you want to play for the Dunn Loud pack, Adam Dunn, James Loud collaboration, boom, again, Sage Against the Machine, the Evil Empire, the coolest packaging that you will see. Again, 10 regular seeds of each. Revolver, which is the LA Antidote, crossed with the Sage and Sour, 63 to 70 days flowering. And then Spectral Sage, which is Sage and Sour times the Casper OG, 70 plus days of flowering. So if you are in the US and you'd like to play for these, type tape into chat. And a couple more seconds, I'm going to hit the spin and PD Riot. Yes, badass packaging. My favorite seed packaging of all time is the cassette tape. So it's pretty freaking awesome. But we'll give this away here. And I did see earlier in the chat, people were asking about the No Joke. When are those going to be ready? September. They will be ready. So yeah, I will have more of the No Joke back in stock. So yeah, Cannabis Cincinnatus? Yeah. Thank you for asking. Because
Well, I personally can't wait for those because some of what I've seen, some of the reviews I've seen of that No Joke, well, it looks fucking great, man. Like you did a great job with that. So, and you will not be sending me to those. I will be buying those from you, sir.
whatever. I appreciate that, man. But yeah, no, please let me send you some things. Return the favor. You've done me very well over the years, so I'm happy to do that. And I would love to see you grow it. And I hope you get that kind of that orange chicken that pheno like Kingfisher has, because I think that's going to be the one that's like right up your alley. Really, there's only 2 expressions that you're going to find, and they're kind of 180 from each other, which is the interesting part. But yeah, I really hope you find that one.
Yeah.
Guy sprouted a No Joke. Hell yeah. Thank you, man. And yeah, chadwestport.com is my website. That's where they'll be. I'm actually going to load, just going through my little C vault here, which is usually what I keep packaged beans in, with my humidity packs in here again. Got my humidity packs in here. But I went through this the other day when I was putting stuff in. I have 1 pack of Westport Posse, which I'll put up on the website, and I have 1 extra pack of No Joke that I'll put up on the website. But the reason I went in here, and I'm mentioning it, chadwestport.com, again, those will probably go up later today or tomorrow. They will be restocked in September. This is just things that I held behind. So I always like to hold something behind for people who purchased. Don't get it twisted. I definitely keep at least 100 of everything for myself in the personal vault. But just in case anybody had any problems, I always hold something back to replace if I need. But the Mist Cool Ice, that was the new one that I've been working on. First round of testing, I did 6 myself, had no problems. Gave them to 6 different testers, had about 40 of them grown. One person had a light leak and had some seeds. Couldn't find a nanner, couldn't find where it came from. It was only a few seeds, but nonetheless, that was the only strain in the tent. So I'm like, okay. So I wanted to do more testing, and I put out 50 packs on my website about 4 months ago, hoping I would get more feedback than I have. And I haven't got much. All of the feedback that I have got has been good. But I'm still not convinced yet. So I'm going to put up some more testers, and testers are always at a really low price because I'm looking for feedback. So guys, if you do buy them, please pop them. Please give me feedback because you're helping me, but you're helping everybody else. Because our biggest fear, again, is messing up somebody's garden, particularly the medical garden of only 4 plants. So that's why testing is so important. So I'm going to put more up there, try to do some more testing, try to get more feedback. So those will be up on the website soon. John, I put it through hell. #1 guy right there. He's getting a bunch of stuff sent there. Bonsai garden guy. He tested the Westport posses for me too. It's grew the Nakatomi Plaza. I think I sent you like the Hans Gruber as well. So I know you've done some more testing for me. Mr. Nugs a lot. I like feedback. Feedback is good. And there's still a lot of people right now that are actually in the veg phase, but really up until the 4th week of flowering is where I'm most focused on. Because if something's going to show up, it's usually in those from week 2 to week 4. But yeah, feedback is good. Sorry to keep rambling, guys. Let me give this away here. 210 people. Good luck. And if you are the winner,
you allowed more time for people to enter, so it's okay.
Yeah, there we go. That works out. OMG, Wanda Jean's Garden. Congratulations. I see.
Congratulations for sure. I am jealous.
OMG. I told you I'd stop it for you, Dave. Damn it. I'll get you something.
No worries.
I know you've got
I've got more seeds than I'll ever be able to pop in my lifetime.
I know. You know what, though, dude?
That's why I don't mind giving away. So I'll do another giveaway, too. Got to find something good.
Look what I just found in the box, Dave. This one is Snake Charmer. Swayze, come on. Times the Sage and Sour, and then the Spectral Sage. This one's coming to you, Dave. This one is for you. This one is for Wanda Jean. Oh, yeah. We got you both covered. Everybody's a winner. Fuck you, Oprah. No, I'm sorry.
You get seeds.
Heck yeah, I'm like opening the box here. I'm like, wait a minute. I can correct this situation. Yay. Okay. OMG, Wanda Jean's Garden. Definitely just hit me up on IG or the email through the website. And I will get those sent out to you. And Duke Piles is saying, dope hat, Dave. And it is. It's a dope hat. That's a very dope hat.
Dude, I love this hat.
Yeah. Oh, wow. It's got the fancy. Is that one of the high alpine codes or? Yeah.
It's Grassroots, California, pretty sure. Yeah, Grassroots, California.
Nice.
There's so many of these awesome hat makers out there now. And hey, when I'm bald, you got to cover it up. So,
dude,
your hair. That's why I'm so jealous. You know, I gotta shave.
I'll do the fold over for you. No. Hey,
But
I'm afraid to cut it all off, man. I don't know if it'll ever come back, so it's there.
dude, you just donate like 2 feet to Locks of Love. You're good.
Dude, I honestly looked into that. They don't want gray hair anymore.
They don't want.
They don't want gray hair. I'm like, God dang it, because the synthetic stuff, usually the real hair stuff is they're using for kids, and
Yeah.
it's not gonna have gray hair. The synthetic stuff is cheaper and just as good, so old people go with synthetic. So yeah, I tried to give my hair away.
I don't think any kids are going for the Benjamin Button look, you know?
Ouch, damn. Okay.
Oh, hey, you still got your hair, buddy. I'd take the gray hair. I still got gray hair as is.
And the older I get, it starts coming out of weird places. No.
True.
Yeah.
All
All
right.
right.
Well,
Let's
got some Blackbird.
Ooh, okay. Blackbird preservations. See this? Yeah. See Hindu Lights, 86 Hindu towards the Northern Lights 5. He is somebody who also works with a lot of older stuff, things that would kind of almost be considered land race type stuff. Um, is
Yeah,
that?
maybe not that one so much.
I know. Yeah. Double fist, monkey paw. So Congo Creek, or is that what is the
Coca-Cola root beer. Coca-Cola root beer.
Okay. It's that modern stuff.
Yeah. So monkey paw a little older, but Coca-Cola root beer definitely a little newer. OG chocolate tie.
Nice. A lot of these things, like I would love to smoke, but I don't know if I would grow them. Cherry West. Okay, so Cherry West is from Mean Gene as well. Freeborn.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
And then Old Sog Super Silver Haze. That's a 90s classic.
4
And
months.
4. And the Coca-Cola root beer. Got Desert Diesel times Lemon Tie. Got 87 Lime Pop times Romulan BX5 F4.
Now 87 Lime Pop. I'm like, Lime Pop is kind of a new one that has come out, but 87 Lime Pop. Is this like the 19, or 1864 OG Kush? I got that 64 Kush.
I know it's a cross into the Lime Pop. I can't remember what the 87 is though.
Okay.
So it's sometimes my mind goes, you get too many seeds.
It's harsh.
Cherry West BX.
Nice. That would be
F2.
very interesting to dig through that.
Kandahar Black.
Kandahar. Okay. I'm trying to place that Kandahar. Middle East somewhere. Headlights, cam lights times NL5. And it may be surprising. So NL5 for people is short for Northern Lights 5. But what is surprising to some people is there's also 1, 2, 3, 4 and upwards. So the NL5 is the one that really latched on, and that's where we got the number 5. Yeah.
It was like the best of both worlds. It had that sativa high while still growing kind of shorter, squatter, and not too crazy as far as its flowering time. Where some of like the higher number and like Northern Lights were very sativa, very crazy, all the way down to the lower numbers being like the really Afghani based. At the end of the NL1, being the Steve Murphy. If you want to, there's talk to Seattle Greg about that, and there's people who would know a lot more than me. But
it's funny to see sometimes like the older generation or the heads having the same like strain arguments that we have about like cookies. It's like, no, that Northern Lights, like, well, Greg brought it to the Amsterdam and then Neville took it, but then did it really come from Stephen Mert? So it's funny. Yeah. Some things never change.
Exactly. There's so much out there, so much information out there. This might be good for your haze hunt.
Okay, Tom Hill haze. I'm not familiar with the Honey Badger haze, but yeah, that Tom Hill haze, man, I'm really excited to get into that because, again, it was given to me from Hill. So you can't get a better
The source is legit. Yeah. We got Super Sativa Seed Club number 21, the Victor Barn.
Nice. Okay, and Victor Barn, who was that person? Was he one of the founders of the Super Sativa Seed Club? And I'm
You
just
got
speaking
me
out
on
of my
that.
ass, guys.
You got me on that. I don't know.
Okay.
This was just one that Jimmy just was like, "Hey, here, you have it." So I was like, "All right, that sounds good. I'll take it." Where's the? Oh, is the bars in here? Yeah,
Stay
there's.
Hawaiian mango in here.
Oh, look at that.
Cheers, buddy.
Slice of Thai.
Slice of Thai. Okay. I'm resisting pulling out my Golden Coast genetic stuff. I do have some good Thai, some good
Ooh,
landrace, some good Cambodian stuff, but I think it's at the bottom of this box. So I'm not tearing up. I'm not tearing it all up today. I still got packs in here that I've not even shown yet of the new stuff.
tax on tax.
Oh, good problems. Good problems.
Absolutely.
I guess I'll just keep going with. I'll go with some of the DGC Cup again. DGC
Do it.
Cup was Longmont, Colorado. I'm staring at the T-shirt. Doesn't have the dates on it. But they, just had a whole bunch of freebies out there, and I typically don't run autos. But Ethos, Chem D times run auto fens. Sure, why not? Chem D times run.
Yeah.
I'll give it a shot. Growers Cup 2024 VIP packs 2025, buddy. And then also because this was another name that I see a lot, just the Banana Daddy. So I was like, yeah, dude, I'll grow them auto fem IBLs. So it'd be interesting to see what the profiles are on those. Because again, we all know that the original strains aren't autos, so they had to be crossed into to get there. I was curious, so I'm like, okay, I'll grab them. They're 3-pack. Yeah, they're 3-packs. So I'm like, okay, I'll pop those. And then another one here, Elite Clone and Seed Company, and this was kind of the new to me. I'm not sure if you're familiar or if other people in chat are familiar. But in the little pack there was a pack of the Ghost Train Power, which is a Ghost Train Haze time Pelazine, 5-pack of feminized seeds. And it just gives a little bit of flowering and growth information here on the back. But yeah, this one was interesting to me because again, the Ghost Train Haze kind of fits into the train. The Ghost Train, sorry, OG, the Haze. I'm interested. You ever get that like dry spot that just like hits the back of the throat all of a sudden?
Oh yeah.
I just went Sahara. I don't know.
Ghost Train Haze. I remember taking a trip to the High Times Cup. It was in Colorado. This might have been 2014, 15. Can't remember exactly, but just seeing like Ghost Train Haze was everywhere there. Like Rare Dankness had this whole like tent set up there. Hey, you got seeds? We got seeds. You want to buy seeds? I remember being like, I really want to buy them, and they're like, yeah, but you got to buy a shirt with it. It's going to cost you $200. I'm like, no, but now I wish I did. Like back then I was stupid, but now it's like I really wish I fucking grabbed those.
Yeah, yep. That mine was actually from Crockett Family Farms. Their Strawberry Banana, 2014 High Times Cup in Seattle, which was actually Everett. It's about 15 miles from Seattle. Big old bowl of strawberry banana seeds sitting out there. Passed on it at the time. I wish I would have bought those. Like that turned out to be one of my like 2015 favorite strains. So I was like, just a year earlier, I was staring at a big bowl, but the people behind the booth didn't look like the kind of people who did this, but it was a legit DNA booth. They just had other people working it for them. It was like a family, dude, like a multi-generational family just chilling. So I was like, okay, whatever, guys. Ooh, what is this dab helmet thing they're speaking about? This is when they could give away dabs at the events. And at High Times, they had dab helmets. It was freaking hilarious.
Dab helmets. Oh, the days of red hot titanium nails.
You're passing out. You're not passing out because of the THC. It's because you just freaking took limonene at 500 something degrees and nuked yourself.
I just remember the first time seeing him, like, what are we smoking crack? Like, what is this? But hey, now I've just, that's all I want. So,
well, thank God for like the rigs now. Basically, you don't have to use the blowtorch, which is why I never got into dabbing. Because again, I lived through the '80s. I lived through the crack epidemic, and that's the only image you see is the person in the corner in the alley like this with their freaking crack pipe and blowtorch. That was the image of the crack epidemic. So yeah, when you see people doing that with weed, I'm like, no, bro, no.
Yeah, now you got everything's Puffco this, Puffco that.
Yeah, that's what I was looking for. Puffco, the name. All right, let's get out a couple more. I'm sorry, dude. I've been keeping you. We are way over our 2 hour mark, but maybe we go another 8 minutes to hit 420 with people. That work for you?
Sounds good to me.
Nice. That'll probably give me time to give away one more pack of seeds, though. Well, we'll give away another pack of seeds.
Let's do it back to back because I want to give away another one too.
Well,
I got so much here.
Yeah, all right, let's do that. I'm going to, I want to dig up again, talking about kind of the, hold on, kind of talking about the DGC and someone who I've been a big fan of, but Soup the Gardener, he's been a longtime supporter of the DGC. Growers Love Seeds. His website right there, growerslove.com, is where you could go to find some good educational material. You could go to find his genetics, and you can learn more about Soup. But he blessed me with a pack of beans at the DGC cut, Cherry Paloma JR's cut, which, again, if you're in the DGC, you absolutely know the Cherry Paloma JR's cut because it's just famous. I think it placed like 3 out of the top 10 this year. It was probably like 5 out of the top 10 last year because it's awesome. Fly High 81 or Fly High 69. It's got the little Kool-Aid Man as his avatar. He brought some of the Cherry Paloma that he grew last year. That was the first chance I've had to smoke that Cherry Paloma JR's cut. I'm still talking about it. So it's a wonderful strain. And he crossed it with Go Time, which coincidentally, I got Go Time from Jinx Proof Genetic as a tester in, I think, 2012 when I bought that pack of Orange. Oh my God, Agent Orange. When I bought the pack of Agent Orange, it came with free testers, and I could choose 3 different ones. And it was Go Time that I chose. So that's a great strain too. I believe it's the Jesus OG crossed with Norton is what the Go Time is. But this is called Paloma Go Time, and it's the Cherry Paloma JR's cut crossed with the Go Time F2. So I am going to go in here and enter a word for everybody in the US to enter if you want to play for that. But yeah, have you seen any of those before, like the Cherry Paloma, or
Yes.
which is from Raw Genetics? Okay, so you're familiar.
Definitely, Cherry Paloma. The past like 2 years, 3 years, it's just exploded. I've seen so many people growing it. JR Token, he found a real winner with that one. You know, it's everybody who's grown it. It's. I haven't seen a bad expression from anyone I've known who's grown it so far.
No, dude. And I got this flower from Token. It was his Paloma crossed with peanut butter pie. It's freaking fire. Like, I want more. I want more of it. So, yeah, things that it hits is just turns into gold.
Absolutely.
Okay. If you are in the US and you would like to play for these, just type in Soup. Soup the Gardener is his name, and he's been a big community supporter, doing a lot in the background too. So he does a lot of things that people don't necessarily see, but things that make the show run smoothly and the whole community. So always like to big up those people. And he's got other genetics too that he's been working on. And this is another person who works his lines. You know, it's not just cross to it. He's gone through different generations, picking the best ones, putting them back together. Yeah, I'm pretty stoked with what he's doing. Cool. So we'll get that going. And while we're waiting for people to come in, and my dog is doing the pee pee dance. Hold on, you got like 4 minutes. 4 more minutes. I got sidetracked. My dog's looking at me like, I'm gonna pee on your carpet, dude. Don't do it. Don't do it. Okay. Oh, I remember now. That's while we're waiting for people to enter the names again, and we'll do this rapid fire here because I know you've got one you would like to give away as well, which is appreciated. What are you
Sure.
picking up next? What is your next like drop, or what is your next thing on the wish list that you're looking for, Dave?
Well, aside from the no joke, I mean,
Oh shoot!
man, that's a tough one. That's a tough one. What I really should do is just pop some of the stuff I have, but man, because
Right.
I keep adding to the collection. But I've honestly kind of tried to slow down on that because I went crazy. The last time I started going nuts was with people under the stairs. I bought like 30 packs from them, and it's like, what am I doing? I need to stop.
Well,
But
we do. We have to stop and pause and pop them every now and then.
that's the problem. That's the real problem. But I would say the no joke is what I'm looking forward to the most. The
Awesome,
next
man.
release in September of the no joke.
Yes. I'll get it out to you. Did you see my cool stickers too? Because like I said
Uh,
earlier, I love the
Mr. T
Boy
on the
Scout
unicorn? Is it Mr. T on a
costume.
unicorn?
Boom.
Yes.
Yes, Mr. T on a unicorn. And I even went a step further and I went like Illuminati on you guys and made like there's a hidden message here. Because if you remove the let's see. If you remove the corn, mister, what do you have? Unicorn, Mr. T. Remove the corn and the mister, and you have unity. Plur. Peace and love. That's my list.
That's great.
Yes, yes, that's some hidden shit right there for you. Blow a stoner's mind, man. Remove the corn, mister. What do you mean? Unity, brother. Well, I don't know. Shit you think of when you're high, right? I'm sorry.
Oh, don't be sorry.
All right, let's get these away here.
Soup
Uh,
161. That's sweet.
Dang, 161 in here. Good luck, everybody. If you are the winner, just hit me up on my IG, links down in the show notes, or hit me on the email from the website, chadwestport.com. And boom, the Lone Dabber 710. Congratulations, you won this pack from Soup. Let me see, Lone Dabber. Just writing this down. Hit me up on IG or send me an email, and you get the Soup.
Hell yeah, bud. Congratulations.
Awesome, congrats. All right, Dave, what did you have? Oh, buddy. Okay. All right, fair enough. You put your name in for mine. I'm putting my name in for yours. We'll see what happens. You want to tell anybody maybe a little backstory or a little bit about that, real quick?
All right. So the four mugs is the Chem 4, which is one of the later in the Chem family, as far as when it was popped. You got the Coca-Cola root beer, which is a Mean Gene legend. This is the Backcross 2 that Blackbird he won actually in an auction. I hate to say I was the one who made him pay a lot of money for it, but he did, and he used that in a whole bunch of his crosses to just to kind of get on the root beer hype that everybody was all obsessed with there for a couple years. So this is got some good potential in here. Chem 4, one of the better structures in the Chem family, way better than the Chem 91 structure. You know, some may say it's not quite the Chem family, but that's a conversation for another day. But there you go.
It's all debatable. This
Exactly.
is fun. This is a fun history. And again, I was hanging out earlier on Misonic's channel, listening to him deep dive on the cookies thing. So it's fun to watch people just deep dive and connect dots and pull out the red string and make everything connected. So are we ever going to know? Not until we do genomic testing, folks. Not until we can fully look at the DNA of these plants. And when we do, we're probably going to find that everything is just really related and very similar. And epigenetics, environment is making them look differently. So I can't wait until that day happens because it's going to solve so many arguments. But it'll start just as many. So it'll never end.
Mm-hmm. And I just hope people are willing to send their stuff out after the whole incident with what was the name of that company?
Phylos Bioscience.
Phylos. Yes, Phylos. That whole incident with them. I'm sure people might be a little skeptical about sending their stuff to them now, but hopefully, we get there.
Yep. Well, yeah. Again, hopefully we do get there. It was a great idea, mismanaged. Uh, yeah, it was not a good thing. Yeah, Phylos.
Hey, it's 420.
420. All right, everybody, raise your bowl. I'm gonna finish this. What's in here?
My lighter. There it is. It's buried under packs of seeds.
Royal Herness. Got some Royal Herness, my 1-to-1 CBD going right now. Cheers, everybody. Happy 420. All right. Before we go, you mentioned your Instagram. Is that really the best place to find you and to stay up to date?
It is
Anything
the
else?
best place to find me. Maybe next time if we do another show, I might have to come back. Might have to we might have to make this a thing again. Bring in some more people, see some of their seeds.
Oh, dude,
It's not just about my seeds; it's about everyone's seeds.
Yes, you guys heard it here first. Dave, I would love to freaking do that. This is something I would love to see regular. Guys feel you can hang with the boxes, let me know and we'll have a seed collector show. So yeah, we're bringing the band back, man. It's freaking awesome. So, and yeah, for me, I'm pretty easy. Again, chadwestport.com is the website. You're watching the Chad Westport YouTube channel. Those are the places to get a hold of me. And yeah, let me know if you guys have any questions. Let me know who you'd like to see, or if you want to be part of the show in the comments after the show. But before we get there, legends. Type that into chat if you're in the US. And one more time, what was the pack they're playing for, Dave?
4 mugs, Chem 4, and Coca-Cola Root Beer Back Cross 2 from Blackbird Preservations.
And since I was the one who picked the word, I made sure I typed legend first, and I saw it get counted. So here we go, guys. Beat me if you can. 157 of you. Good luck. Here we go. Come on. Oh, this is rigged. Hold on. Congratulations, WB. Congratulations, man.
Oh yeah, congratulations.
WB, you can get a hold of Dave. His Instagram is down in the show notes, or you can get a hold of me and I will pass that on as well. Dude, Dave, this has been an awesome time. Thank you so much for making the time and getting the band back together today. I can't tell you how cool this is, man. Thank you.
Well, thank you for having me. It's always a pleasure to hang out with you. You are the man.
My pleasure. Guys, everybody in chat, thanks for hanging out. We will see you soon. Just keep it locked on the channel and party on, everybody. All right, it was the wrong damn show. It was the wrong outro. You gonna sue me? What?